Mystic ancient secrets can all be answered when you ask the mystic access guru. That is I, the great exalted one. I have come across 3 astral projections through the god plane in the hero metamorphosis to give you the knowledge you deserve.
Hey, Cygnus, how you doing? So we've got, let me get this fixed. I don't know why his screen is so fucked up like that. But we'll wait till he comes on and it'll probably go back to normal. He uses vertical clips as his intro. And when the clip's over, it stays in that orientation. So I'm going to start some coffee while I wait. I also ordered the all the parts for the laser engraver. So that should be coming soon. 2 of the aluminum extrusions are coming from China. It didn't say that in the fucking on the web page or on the Amazon page. So I'll have to wait for that, and that'll be coming at the end of the month. It's like, Jesus. It's like they don't tell you the shit's coming from China till after you fucking order it. So, anyway. But all the screws, nuts, bolts, pulleys, idlers, all are coming this next week. Except for those fucking extrusions. So, should have it all built. Have the firmware updated on the main board. And yeah, it should be ready to go. Putting a 10 amp fuse in line with the on-off switch, because in order to hook up a let's see here, where is it, the DLC 32. No, that's not what I wanted. I didn't want to see a web page or a YouTube video. Yeah. See, on this thing, this is the board I'm using. If I can find a picture of it. Yeah, here you go. It's got a place for a switch, a power switch, but you have to remove the fuse, the power fuse. So basically it's built so that this replaces the fuse, and you can, so it's basically a switchable fuse at that point. Ah, shoot. I think I need to get the these switches. I don't think I have any extra, but I'm not sure. So you put the you remove the fuse if you're going to wire in a switch. And since it's not fused, then I ordered these. Yeah. Inline screw type 5x20s, the AGC fuse holder. So nice and slim, small footprint. Hey, Ender.
Sure.
Building it fully enclosed. Yeah, I want to build a plexiglass. Yeah, plexiglass Lexan enclosure for it. Red enclosure laser safe plastic, basically.
Gravity versus RDD.
I got my where is it? Where is it? Come here. I'm trying to find it in the. God damn it! It's here anyway. I've got a pair of red wraparound laser glasses that I'll be using on my face. So anyway,
it's good to be here. Good to see you guys. Glad you could all make it. Thank you guys for choosing this platform to debate. I hope I'll be a good enough moderator for you guys. I don't know if you guys want to do intros. Not that it's needed, but before we do the actual debate, say who you are.
Yeah, I don't mind. My name's Wes. I have only been in this flat Earth arena for maybe 2 years. I am an engineer, electrical engineer. I graduated from school with a bachelor's of science, and I love doing these debates. Well, I love just being part of the group anyway, just because I learn about science. I learn about new things that I hadn't considered before, and it also helps sharpen my.
Yeah, this is the laser I ordered, and it has a cap or a guard that goes on here, snaps on with magnets. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, see, this snaps on with magnets, and the focus point is just lower than the lip of this thing. So when it's close enough to engrave, there's not going to be any bouncing around of light. But I will be building the enclosure nonetheless.
Explaining
hey Viz.
Skills for what I do. So I love the opportunity. So thanks for having me.
Awesome. And then Roger.
Oh, yes, my name is Roger Lidwell. I've been in this arena for probably close to a decade. I've heard every kind of argument, but I do like the argument. It sharpens everybody's skills and keeps everybody aware of every bit of the topic. And I like keeping it on point.
Yep.
That's about it.
Awesome. I'm again very pleased to have you guys here. Thank you very much. I'm sure we're going to have a great discussion. It's not really going to need me. Yep. I'll just keep the time actually. So Wesley's going to start off with his 5-minute opening, and then Roger will do so too, and then we'll hop into 5-minute rebuttals and then open discussion. Okay, so Wesley, if you're ready, you can do so.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I have to upload this into here. I guess that's the easiest way. So give me 1 second.
Das ist gut, ja.
Am I glitching?
No. You're fine.
Yeah, I'm going to just present my desktop. Share screen.
What's going to find out? Is your surname German?
It's German-French. So they call it the Alsace area. So, yes.
Okay, that's okay.
All right, so I think I should be able to share this and keep me on task. If I'm off time, just let me know. But I'm going to present this. Slideshow start from current slide. Okay. I'm bad at tech, even though I'm an engineer. I'm terrible at tech, so I'm not afraid to admit that. So, yeah, thanks, Flatzoid, for having this debate. Thank you to Roger for challenging me and sticking or creating this topic. Love to talk about this. And yeah, hopefully we have a good, lighthearted discussion. Always like sharing ideas and hearing about ideas. So we're going to be talking about, my position is gravity is real and measurable, and the other side would be RDD, relative density displacement or disequilibrium, which Roger will present. So I'm going to start just with my side first. And first I want to talk about why science is important, because we'll bring this discussion into clarity as we go through it. So science is used to describe natural phenomenon and explain why and how nature occurs and predict what will happen next. Those are the three. Hold on a second. I'm getting a back feed here.
It sounds fun on me on my side there.
Yeah, no, I was just getting music in from another stream, so keep going here. From current slide. So that in science we come up with formulas that we can turn observations into calculations and then test claims about our reality. So today we'll be testing gravity, we'll be testing RDD, and then from that we can come up with formulas and calculations to predict what will happen in the future. And the reason why that's important is people use this to bring formulas to design for buildings, bridges, aircraft, obviously, build satellites, launch them into space, if you believe that, or planes. You can just go with that. Ideas are great. We all have good ideas. We all have terrible ideas. I remember a good friend of mine came up with this idea of a boat, car, copter kind of thing I see here on the right. I'll play it for you, but it wasn't a very good idea. We tried it for a little bit and it kind of fell apart. So we test these ideas, and if they fail like that, then they're probably not good ideas, or we have to change something about it to do good. So what we're asking today is which model, gravity or RDD, can be used to calculate, predict, and enable us to build new technology or build infrastructure. So let's talk about the universal law of gravitation that was brought up here between Einstein and Newton. Newton brought up the universal law of gravitation, and Einstein refined it to the theory of relativity that we now know of today's. But what's really important in here, and I'm just going to highlight the text, the third line or fourth line down. Einstein says that the theory of relativity is not a theory of space alone or time alone, but of space and time together. In the limit of weak gravitational fields, which is what we have here on Earth, it leads to the Newtonian theory. So gravity is the natural measurable, we measure it, acceleration of masses toward each other. And I'm going to show those experiments in a second here, caused by gravitational fields. Newton's laws calculate motion accurately, here, not only here on Earth, but also the orbits of the planets and comets. So these equations on the left are all from Newton, and they were verified through Einstein in non-relativistic speeds or gravities. And so, on the left here, these are all fancy, variables or fancy letters, but it's pretty simple. The one on the left here, force, is equal to the gravitational constant, which is constant for all things.
Hey, Stanley. Hey, George. Hey, Moxie.
And then you have two masses. So on Earth, it would be the mass of Earth and then the mass of, let's say, us, or the mass of the following object. And it's divided by the distance between the center of those objects squared.
Coffee.
What gravity is, you may not like the word gravity, and that's fine, but it's the word we came up for the acceleration between two objects. So if we don't want to use that word, that's fine with me. But it is dependent upon the two masses and the distance between the two. And we'll go over a couple slides that prove that.
30 seconds left.
How many?
30 seconds left.
Okay. I'll go through this quick, but these are the four experimental proofs. Cavendish, this is a picture of it on the right here. Then vacuum free fall, which I can show in a little bit on the turnaround. And in these, we're only varying the masses and the distance. So again, back to this equation, mass and distance. That's all we're varying. Everything else is held constant. I think this is my last slide. Yeah. So gravity is the word that we use to describe mass attracting mass, just like acceleration is the speeding up or slowing down of velocity. The force of gravity is dependent on the two sizes of masses and the distance in between. And then the last thing I want to say before I turn it over is other forces can be applied to masses to change the net force, right? We have the force of gravity, but we do agree that there's the force of buoyancy, which can cause humans in water or in the Earth's atmosphere to weigh less or to decrease that force. So we have multiple forces acting on an object. No other theory, my contention is no other theory such as RDD has been proven to show why things fall toward Earth. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Roger.
Well, thanks, Wesley. I appreciate that.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I gave you a minute extra, so if you want extra minutes, Roger.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
Well, that's cute.
Thank you very much. It was quite good. Enjoyed it. Must I share your screen, Roger?
Oh, yes. It's in there. Hurry.
But Sleeping Warrior said RDD.
Okay.
I had a quick little video that demonstrates.
Hey, Zorg. Hey, Citizen 9.
There's a potential weight, not gravity. I'm not going to use the word necessarily because that's what they replaced it with. It's actually weight causes the acceleration. But
no, they didn't replace gravity with weight. Weight is because of gravity, Roger.
There's different biases.
Good Lord.
Different buoyancies, weight, mass, or whatever you want to call it, is subject to its medium at all times, regardless. And that determines the.
Oh, by the way, anybody ever made a magic worm out of a straw? Where you crush the paper on the straw, and you pull it off, and it's like this. Then you take water and you drop it on it, and it goes. It's really cool.
Rated it falls in. If you don't mind, I'll play this.
A few days back, I went swimming with my daughter. My daughter's 4 years old and she's learning to swim. So you can imagine how the swimming session went, right? Most of the time I'm holding her up in the pool and she's enjoying herself. So while holding her in water, I realized that she feels much lighter in water than when I lift her up at home. So how can you explain that? That's right. It's Archimedes' principle. And this same principle explains why a small steel coin sinks in water, but a massive steel ship can float. But before we do Archimedes' principle, you need to understand Archimedes' volume discovery. I have a video on Archimedes' volume discovery. So if you've not watched that already, do check it out. I'll be putting a link in the description below. Now, if you look up Archimedes' principle in the textbooks, Archimedes said, when a body is immersed fully or partially in a fluid, it experiences an upward force that is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by it. The first time you read this, it sounds like a cryptic message from Archimedes. But don't worry. In this video, I'm going to break it down and really simplify it for you. Also, towards the end of the video, I'll be sharing a great mnemonic to help remember this principle. So do stay tuned.
Yeah, I mean, Roger's a nice enough guy. He just got mixed up with a wrong crowd.
And then we'll finish off with our top 3 questions on this topic. Let's start with Archimedes' principle. So here's the statement.
Roger is a very insecure person who found a group that will give him acknowledgement, who will make him feel less better than a less than, I guess you could say. He's just looking for friends that won't criticize him.
Since the statement is pretty long, let's go ahead and cut it down. So I'm going to cut out the word partially, and we'll consider the body being completely immersed only. Now, what are fluids? As the name suggests, fluids are things that can flow. Liquids and gases
Wouldn't those be called fluids?
are collectively known as fluids. So let's take the simple example
It's a fluid.
of water. So I'm going to replace the word fluid with the word water in this statement. So now the statement becomes, when a body is immersed fully in water, it experiences an upward force that is equal to the weight of the water displaced by it. Now let's cut this statement into two parts. The first part is, when a body is immersed fully in water, it experiences an upward force.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Zorg.
And the second part is,
And he was careful to find one that doesn't mention gravity at all.
the upward force is equal to the weight of the water displaced by it. Let's understand the first part with a simple experiment. So when a body is immersed fully in water, it experiences an upward force. And that's very easy to see, because if I leave this ball, you can see it bobs up. Why? Because water is pushing it with an upward force. And this upward force is also known as upthrust or buoyant force. And you can try it out yourselves at home. All you need is a bucket of water and a plastic ball like this. So when you hold the ball down like this, you can actually feel the upward force on your fingers. So I'm feeling the force here. And again, when I leave the ball, the force brings the ball up. So how do we measure the amount of upward force? We know that an object feels lighter when it's held in water as compared to air. Now, why is that? That's right, it's because of the upward force of water. So the difference of the weight in air and the weight when held in water will give us the amount of upward force. Let's go ahead and try it out. For this experiment, I've taken this hollow ball and I've filled it with coins here to make it heavy. Let's measure the weight of this ball, which is filled with coins, with the help of this spring balance. So let's...
Holy shit, man. Yeah, you're just playing a video, man. It's not show and tell, man. It's a debate.
Let's see what is the weight here. So as you can see here, the weight is 500.
Yeah, this video's for like grade school students, like middle school and high school kids.
Grams. Or to
Holy fuck, I don't believe I just called high school kids kids.
be more precise in physics, the weight is 500 gram force. But for this video, we'll just keep things simple and use gram as the unit of weight.
Evidently, Ender.
Okay,
And-
I'll stop it there. You get the idea, right?
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah, because of gravity, buoyancy works.
the amount of weight is going to displace the same amount of water, and it does.
Why don't you look up buoyancy, Roger? See what it says. See what causes buoyancy.
That's just basically all I have to say about anything in any medium, including air, water, or let's say oil. It's going to displace that same amount, and the rate it falls at is due to the weight that's displaced. Sorry, excuse me. There was no gravity included in that equation at all. Just weight. Gravity, just a word you guys use.
What equation? What equation did you see, Roger? I don't recall seeing an equation. Yeah, see, there was no equation given, Roger. But the equation for buoyancy, equation of buoyancy. F sub B equals P times G times V. So, yeah, guess what the G stands for?
That's all I have to do to present what displacement is, this equilibrium.
Okay.
Then
Can I go into
over to you.
can I go into my rebuttal then?
Yeah. Thanks, Roger. You go ahead for your 5-minute rebuttal, Wesley. Sure.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Roger. I'm going to share my rebuttal before we get to discussing what you talked about there. So let's compare RDD to gravity, a couple things that I'd ask you to think about. Which theory has clear definitions? Which theory has quantitative relationships? So proportional, you saw the equation before. We can pull up an equation for Archimedes' principle and be happy to do that in the back and forth. And then in gravity, it has an inverse square with the distance between the center of the masses. So which theory has predictive equations? What I mean by that, can we use Archimedes' principle to determine how fast something will fall, or what kind of weight that it will actually have? Or can we use gravity to do that? Which theory has the backing of independent tests? And if gravity or RDD fails to do any of these, the theory is incomplete or invalid. So I'm going to go, let me do present from slide. Okay. So RDD claims that motion is caused by relative density differences alone, not gravity. I think you said weight, but we'll get to that in a minute. And objects seek equilibrium. Gravity is unnecessary, as Roger explained very well. And then how buoyancy, force of buoyancy explains which fall. Can cause. So what is RDD missing? It has no force definition. What's causing this? What causes the acceleration through a medium? Why are denser mediums lower? What is the reason that things fall down? There's no acceleration equation, at least that I've seen presented yet. There's no predictive math, so we can't form a hypothesis, a quantitative one, and then test it. If we can, then great. But we do have predictive math for both gravity and buoyancy. And Archimedes, in my mind, is buoyancy. There may be some technical differences there, but we can go over that. There are no experiments proving acceleration is solely due to density. These are the equations just the high-level equations for gravity and how it's measured. And I have yet to see one how RDD is measured. There are ones for buoyancy, so I want to be fair on that point in Archimedes' principle, but none for RDD by itself. These are the control experiments for gravity that RDD cannot explain. So again, remember, we are varying the variables, and in any of these, you will see that density is not changed in these variables. So the Cavendish torsion balance, you change the mass. Remember, it's N1 times M2 over R squared. So we change the masses, the force changes. In vacuum free fall, we remove the medium, yet masses still accelerate downward. I have a site we can go here later if it comes up in the discussion back and forth. Altitude dependence of G. If we do this vacuum test at a higher elevation, the acceleration becomes less because it's further away with the inverse square law of the distance from the Earth. Two masses of equal density with different force, we change the masses and then the acceleration changes. In none of these are we changing the density of the masses. So my final closing on this before we get into open discussion, gravity is quantified. RDD is simply descriptive. Gravity we can predict and measure and test against those predictions. RDD is more descriptive and doesn't really have a quantitative measurement. It's not predictive. Engineers and scientists use gravity every day, calculations of gravity and the forces needed to get away from gravity or to get out of the field of gravity here on Earth. RDD, it's not used. And so I would just end on this. If it can't calculate nor predict, it can't replace gravity. So that's, I'll cede the rest of my time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wesley. Very good. Yeah, it's up to you, Roger. You have something to share again, or?
Well,
that the image you used of a fake Walmart, the RDD Mart, reminded me of a joke. So they had a fire in Walmart, and they just went. It was just business as usual. Half an hour, they put out the fire, and they were still selling stuff. So some people didn't even know there was fire. A lot of people just thought they were selling fire.
I did have a little clip from the same guy, but If you don't mind, give me a second. I'll go grab it.
Okay. Because it is the rebuttal 5 minutes.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, one thing I'd like to see brought up is what about the Cavendish experiment, where the balls remain motionless, stationary, until you move the larger weights into place. The small balls are enclosed, so there's no Bernoulli principle going on. So how does it move? Does the air change density between them? Do the densities of the balls change? No. It's the mass attracting mass.
Let me know when my time starts when I get it. So.
And then there's the density tower that doesn't correct itself under free fall. That's pretty important. When you take free fall out of the equation and all you have is density, do the things change density within the density column?
Yeah, when you're ready, we'll start the time. Just want to say hi to everybody in the YouTube land. Hit the likes, share the show. Thank you for coming. You guys rock.
Flatzoid, when are you coming home?
As soon as I can. Hopefully Monday or Tuesday, I hope. I mean,
Right.
I have to start work in a week, so.
Is your car up and running yet?
No, it's going to stay here.
Okay.
No, it's going to stay here. They have to take the engine out and everything, so it's going to be here for a while.
I was going to give you how we measure displacement. So
Great.
It's the Eureka moment by Archimedes.
Okay, let's see. There we go. Okay, I'll start your timer now.
Okay.
Okay. Done.
Play thing. I'm having problems with my mouse today. I had to replace the
I'm
battery.
sure
earlier.
you must have heard of the famous crow and jug story. It goes something like this.
Crows are smart as shit.
Once there was a thirsty crow, but the water in the jug was low. Pebbles in the jug needed drop. And the water rose up to the top. The crow drank water and was no more thirsty. This is an example of Archimedes' discovery. And this discovery of Archimedes regarding water displacement is going to be the topic of this video. In this video, we'll be talking about Archimedes' volume discovery, and then we'll do our top 3 questions on this topic. In the next video,
Someone told me, or I read somewhere, that the reason crows are illegal to own as pets is because they can be trained to steal shit. Very
our
easily.
focus is going to be on Archimedes' principle. So you can watch that video after this one. I'll be putting a link in the description below. And once you watch the 2 videos, I'm sure the concept is going to be crystal clear to you. Let's start with what I like to call as Archimedes' volume discovery. Now, as the legend goes, Archimedes discovered this.
See, Roger's the kind of guy who would have to do a book report, but just watches the movie. He just watches the movie that the book was made into.
While he was taking bath. So as he was entering his bathtub, he saw the water overflowing. And then he had this eureka moment. He discovered that the volume of the liquid displaced by a body is equal to the volume of the submerged part of the body. So if the entire body is underwater, then the volume of the liquid displaced will be the volume of the body. And the crow used this concept in the crow and jug story to push or displace the water up. So there, the volume of the water displaced was equal to the volume of the pebbles. Let's understand this concept with the help of some experiments. I'm going to lower this ball into this beaker full of water like this. And as expected,
Yeah, one more interruption and I'll let it play for a while. Speaking of birds and being awesome, it's funny that like the thunderbird is the main bird that you see in like American Native Indian art and symbology. You know what the thunderbird is? Post in the check if you know what the thunderbird is, and don't Google it.
You saw that the water overflows into the bowl here. Now, why is that? Why is the water overflowing? It's because the ball is squeezing the water out. There's no more space, right?
Yes, he was
But
naked.
it's hard to measure the
That's how you take a bath.
volume of the water displaced accurately because, as you can see, all the water has not gone into the bowl here. Some of it is still sticking to the beaker. So some water is wasted here. So let's try this experiment differently. So now I'm going to tilt this beaker so that the water overflows into the smaller beaker here. So let's go ahead and do it one more time. So I'm going to lower the ball again. So as you can see, this ball has displaced water into the smaller beaker. Now, what is the volume of the water displaced? It's 200 ml or 200 centimeter cube of water.
No, it's not correct. It would be slightly less because of the cord.
So by Archimedes' first discovery, the volume of this ball is the volume of the water displaced, which is 200 centimeter cube. Now, how can we verify that? So we know that this ball is a sphere. Now, what is the formula for volume of a sphere? It's 4 by 3 pi r cube, where r is the radius of this sphere. So I've actually gone ahead and checked that with the help of a vernier calipers. So I went ahead and measured the diameter of this ball here, like this. And the diameter of the ball is 7.2 centimeter.
30 seconds.
So the radius is 3.6 centimeter.
I'm going to
And
stop
now
here.
if I use the formula 4 by 3 pi r cube, I'm getting
4/3 is just an odd fraction.
the exact same volume.
Good God, it won't stop. Thank you. Yeah. So basically,
Oh no, math!
this works in all mediums and pressures. The volume of your object, like in a cylinder, for instance.
The thunderbird is a woodpecker. That's a woodpecker. This mighty bird, this thunderbird, is a fucking woodpecker. Red pileated woodpecker, if I'm not mistaken, because it's like one of the biggest ones.
So that's the size of the cylinder is going to replace even the pressure in air and gas in all mediums. So you can use
Would anyone drive a Ford woodpecker?
this equation to calculate anything. You can build any kind of engine. All mechanics revolve around this principle. So I don't understand when you say how you can't use this in engineering. That's the only thing I can. But yes,
Because that formula doesn't give any directional vector, Roger. It doesn't tell you which direction it's going to fall. So you've replaced the downward vector of gravity with RDD. Now you have to come up with a way that RDD can tell you which direction shit will fall. And according to density, notice how you have to push a ball into that denser medium to get it to go down into it? It's the same way with air, man. You'd have to force the ball or whatever object you're dropping to go through the denser medium. Things want to take the path of least resistance. So it's going to go up or sideways because that's the least resistance. That's the lesser resistance than down. I mean, they can't fucking get it. They're unable to get that. Hey, Clarence.
Okay, so yeah, that's it for the rebuttal.
Yeah.
We're going now into 15 minutes open discussion. If you guys want to go on for another 15 minutes, we'll decide then. But yeah, I think Wesley, you go on because Roger just spoke, so you can start.
Sure. I've got a couple questions for you based on that. So he said a couple things in there that I was curious if you believe what he was saying. He said that the force was offsetting the weight of the object. So do you think the weight is a different force, or what are you thinking that the weight of that's being offset in those experiments that he showed?
Well, it's the volume of the mass that's causing the force within the medium.
So what he said that the buoyancy counteracts the weight of the object. So the buoyancy is the force, or I don't know if you're calling that RDD, but what is the weight of the object? How is that different than Archimedes' principle?
Well, it's the amount placed in the volume.
The amount of what?
Mass, weight.
Okay. Do you know that mass and weight are different?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think anybody has a true definition of what mass is.
No. Yeah.
What? No, nobody has a true definition of what mass is? Holy shit, Roger, are you kidding me? Mass definition. Mass is an intrinsic property of a body. It was traditionally believed to be relative to... See, we know what mass is, dude. What the fuck are you talking about, Roger? No one knows. No one fucking knows, because I'm basing everyone's intellect on my own.
We don't need to fight over the definition of mass. I'm just asking, do you know how you get force from a mass or weight? Weight is a force. So do you know how to get weight or force from a mass, how to calculate that?
How to calculate it?
Yeah. I showed it in one of my descriptions. This isn't a gotcha or anything like that, but
no, I didn't think it was.
Okay. Do you know? I can tell you, but I just don't want to.
Well, you can give me your description of it.
Yeah. So force is equal to mass times the acceleration, and when we're talking about the downward force, your weight, it's mass times g, the gravitational acceleration due to gravity. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, but are all masses subject to this?
Yes.
Yep.
Are they at equilibrium until the force is active on them?
Nope.
So, like, if I set something down on a table or in any at rest, they're subject to this so-called gravitation.
Yes. Everything is subject to the gravitational pull of the body it's closest to. I mean, geez, Roger. Yes, you're always you feel the seat, you feel your chair on your butt because you have weight and it's pushing you down all the fucking time.
At all times.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's why.
Except under free fall, of course, that wouldn't be in equilibrium. That would be in free fall.
That's why we have weight. Yeah, when you step on a scale, that your weight is causing the scale to move. Some people would say the mass, but it's using the acceleration to cause the weight to move.
So when I step on a scale, I am literally accelerating.
Yeah, that's Newton's perspective, but Einstein would have it different. But the point is, you weigh something, so there's a
yes. The way I understand it, you're accelerating. It is a zero acceleration. A zero acceleration downward
force on you in Newton's paradigm.
In Einstein's paradigm, which is actually the one that consensus goes with now. So could you?
Like I said, Einstein boils down to Newton. He's said that many times. And that was one of the points of his experiments. It had to boil down to Newton because Newton's law of gravitation is a law and it's observable all over the earth. So my question again is what is causing weight? The mass and what else? Because mass is not weight. The mass and what else is causing weight here on Earth?
The mass is causing weight?
No, I'm asking you.
Your mass is actually a measurement of your weight.
No.
Yeah, it is. Can you show otherwise?
Mass is.
And a big pig diddler oink mocked me for saying that something moving backwards is under negative accelerate or negative velocity. If it normally goes one way and it goes the other way, it's under negative velocity.
How else would you just demonstrate it?
Mass is the amount of material. Weight is the force that mass has.
Weight is a force?
Yep.
Do you have a definition?
Of what?
That describes this. Your weight being a force.
Yeah, weight is measured in newtons, whereas mass is weight or force is measured in newtons, and mass is measured in kilograms.
What's the difference between the two?
Kilogram is a unit of mass. You would need to multiply that by the acceleration, which is the acceleration due to gravity, which is small g, and then meters per second squared is acceleration. So kilograms times meters per second squared equals newtons. That's force.
Okay. So can you demonstrate this right now?
Yeah. If you drop two things, they fall at the same rate, and then you can weigh both masses, and you get the force of gravity for each mass.
See, the thing that they refuse to understand is that people a long time ago who didn't corral golf or shopping carts for a living figured all this out.
So when they reach their full velocity.
That's the acceleration due to gravity, right? What do you mean full velocity?
When they get to terminal velocity is a better yet. Do they actually weigh anything? Can you weigh them at that point?
Well, if they're falling, you could have a scale in free fall with it. It wouldn't weigh anything. But why does it stop accelerating downward? It would be the question I would ask.
Hey, Mr. Jingles. Yeah, Roger's ready to take a Mr. Blitz.
Actually,
Dr. Blitz
reaches terminal velocity, but it's due to the medium. It slows down.
The medium causes it to slow down?
Yes.
Would you call that friction? Would you call that friction, or would you call that relative density disequilibrium?
I would call that a variable that needs to be dealt with.
I would say it's a disequilibrium. Yeah, it's a relative density to the medium that it's in. The medium changes.
Would you also call that friction?
The closer you get to Earth, the medium gets thicker, you might say.
Yeah, why is it thicker closer to Earth?
Because that's where it's produced.
What produces it?
The gas changes the phases of liquids and fluids in the medium.
I can't go back that far.
So gases produce more gases?
No, they're produced here on the Earth. All gases are.
By what?
Yeah. By what?
Look up the definition of what G is. It's weight. Okay.
Heat, temperature, phase change between liquids.
Oh my God. So why didn't it call W, dipshit? See, normally when you come up with a variable, a constant, you name the variable the letter of the first letter in what it is, like gravity or V for velocity. Jesus
that produces
Christ.
Gases here on Earth?
Yes.
Okay.
They do.
And if you think that, then why don't they?
I don't think that. I can. This has been demonstrated.
Okay.
Like water does change.
Okay. Fair enough. Then why doesn't it accelerate upward? Why don't we have huge rushing winds upward?
Winds?
Yeah.
Winds go up?
No, why don't we, Roger? See, wind is movement of air. If gas is produced at sea level, why isn't it going up all the time? You know, because it's got to fill your container. So why don't we have a wind going upward?
I'm asking you, if the gas is produced down low and it's much denser down low, the winds are always constant, and that
upward, straight upward.
Has nothing to do with which direction they're going in. They run into thicker gases down here, and the winds slow down in that process. It doesn't have a direction to it at all.
Okay. So
God damn, when you don't even understand the question, you've lost.
the winds are always constant.
Yes, they are, dude. You can pull up any weather map. You can see this.
Okay. And
Winds are always constant. So tornadoes never exist. Hurricanes never exist. It's always a constant what? A constant what, Roger?
like, so since it's denser here on at the surface of the Earth where gas is produced.
Yeah, I feel sorry for people as dumb as Roger. I really do. Because, I mean, there's a lot of benefit in being smart. You know, when I don't know something, it bothers me. It physically bothers me when I don't understand something. I don't. How can you just be so joyfully free of knowledge and be happy about it?
Then it's less dense higher up. So if gas pressure tries to equalize, the winds would always be moving upwards in our atmosphere. Is that what
There you go.
What you believe is happening?
No, gases are not subject to gravity, dude. Like
I'm not. I never mentioned the word gravity. You said I'm using your model. You
Gases aren't subject to gravity.
said that gases are denser here on the surface of the Earth. They're lighter up top, higher up.
they're dissipating. That's what happens when the winds have effect on gas. They get pushed around. They get moved. They're free flowing. They're not bonded.
Okay, so
That's why these guys aren't Catholic, because they found it humorous. They thought it sounded ridiculous to say, "Hey, I'm going to Sunday wait."
So why don't they equalize upward so that it's equal density, right? You say it searches for equilibrium. Why doesn't it rush upward like a can of soda when you open it?
They do, but they dissipate as they go upwards too. They don't go in they go in all directions.
Okay. The other question I have is, do you have a formula for RDD?
So the next
No, I don't have a formula.
So the next question would be, why haven't we ever recorded wind going straight up? Going up. Not going out, going up. See, if the entire thing is going out in all directions, it's all going up.
Formula for it. It's due to each medium is different. So you would have to figure each one out. That's why you have this thing called specific gravity you actually do equations with, which is basically RDD.
Specific what? Specific what, Roger?
RDD with a gravity dressed
So they use specific gravity, but they don't believe in gravity.
up on it. That's really
Okay. What are those equations? What are those equations?
I haven't studied them all. I don't know, but they are they do differ.
What differs?
The amount of force you have to apply to something in each medium to get them to go into motion.
And with
any system like that, there is no independent force. They're just a different bias due to its weight. And there are lighter gases that actually do go up. There's not a big rushing force because they don't have a large amount of mass.
Okay.
God damn. Holy shit, Roger.
What would be the variables? What are the variables in your experiment for RDD, or in any experiment for RDD? What are the variables?
Well, in natural sciences, there's only a few variables because I like to stick to the nature of things.
Yep.
The transfer of energy, hot and cold, is usually the variables that are applied in this situation.
Okay.
The higher you get up, the colder it is, the slower the gases move.
Well, because
the lower you get, the hotter it gets, the faster the gases move.
That's weird because at sea level in Alaska, the barometric pressure is 9.8 or 14 pounds or 14 pounds of whatever. It's the same in like off the coast of Africa or Ecuador. It's the same pressure. So how does your temperature work into that there, Roger?
That's how you get weather. Dude. If we didn't have containment, we wouldn't have weather to begin with.
Okay.
We didn't have a pressurized system to begin with.
So it seemed in his experiments, and correct me if I'm wrong, He mentioned the density of the fluid and the volume
Hey, Mr. Jingles.
of the fluid that was displaced and the weight of the object. Would those be also variables in your system or no?
Absolutely, but if you can place the same amount of weight over a greater distance, and you will find equilibrium a lot faster.
Yes. Okay. I just have 2 more questions, and then you can ask me about gravity. I'm just going to present my screen one more time. Where do I go? Here we go. Present. So he was showing a good experiment for Archimedes principle, which again, I agree with wholly. We call that buoyancy, and that's another force other than gravity. So here, let me share my screen real quick. I'm going to do this one first. Okay. Let's go to this. So he was using Archimedes principle, which I, again, wholly agree with. His principle states that any body completely or partially submerged in a fluid experiences an upper buoyant force equal to the weight of the fluid. And he said that displaced by the body. Is that kind of what you're going with, or is it different than that?
No, that's what Archimedes went with. That was his principle.
Okay. I mean, that's the experiment you put forward when you were discussing RDD. Okay. All right. That's what, and it deals with buoyancy, which I agree with. So they're saying that it can be quantified with different variables. And so this is the mathematical formula for that. So the force, we call that the buoyant force, is equal to, I think this is rho. I might be wrong on that, but rho is the density of the fluid. So we talked about that. So I agree with that. The volume of the fluid. And then you see the G down here?
What about it?
Do you see what it says? I don't, can you see my screen? Sorry. Do you see my screen?
Yeah, but that's not part of Archimedes.
Man, there are some dumb fuckers in this in his chat. Holy shit.
Archimedes' original principle at all. There was no G in it.
Oh, what was it before G?
It was weight.
So it was an actual force and not a acceleration.
Yeah, there's not an acceleration if you're actually building something or anything. There's not an acceleration required in engineering.
Okay. Well, so I agree with this one, but it depends on gravity. Without gravity, you don't have Archimedes principle. It's core to the foundations of our.
He's so fucking confident. Yeah, you don't have an acceleration. Everybody knows that.
Archimedes principle. So.
Wow, so confident.
State that. If you want to respond to that, that's fine.
It wasn't.
See, that's what you call internet cancer. Is the internet has brainwashed people into believing that everything they say, do, think, or whatever right is 100% true. 100% cannot be refuted, and anybody that tries is wrong and needs to be canceled.
It wasn't involved in any of his equations when he first came up with the principle.
Okay, if you could wait.
It wasn't even in thought of at the time, and you know that already.
Okay, if you could provide what his citation for that when I hand it back over to you. I just have one other question for you, and I have to share a different slide, so forgive me. Stop screen, present a new screen.
But they called it veritas or gravitas because that's why they got gravity. Yeah, but we just shortened it.
I'm just going to state it. It was just the volume that's displaced by the volume that was applied. That's pretty
right. But where is the force?
Simple.
That's fair. Okay. I'm going to share this because I think this was the guy that did your.
Gravity's not a force.
Wait, it's not working. Let me try one more time.
No, we just call it the force of gravity.
So the person. Oh, here. Shoot. I can't tech as usual. Share screen. This is my last question, and then I'll leave it up to you, or we can go back and forth more. So this is the guy that you used, which I've watched his stuff. He's a pretty good dude. And so this was the thing that you showed. I'm just curious, have you watched or listened to any of these?
I have watched the ones where he actually goes into gravity. So I do know he lends to consensus. The fact of the matter is that I don't even think Newton proved his own theory about the mass of the Earth. And the janky experiments that you guys have shown, like the mountaintops that they calculated the density of the Earth, were not really validated either. They were done with extreme prejudice, with a pre-assumption of a sphere Earth floating in a vacuum to begin.
No, there was no presumption there, Roger. No presupposition. We already knew that the Earth was a sphere. We've known that for 2.5 millennia.
Okay, so it has been 15 minutes. I don't know. You guys want to do another 15 minutes?
Yeah, let me just finish up on mine, and then if Roger wants to ask any questions.
See, and that's also being intellectually dishonest, Roger. Cherry picking and quote mining. Hey, Mr. Matt Bat, cherry picking and quote mining is intellectual dishonesty. You can't say, well, this guy says this, so I'm going to believe that, but I don't believe anything else he says.
Questions, then he can
Using someone as a citation means you trust what they say, Roger.
go for as long as you want, because I kind of monopolize the time, so I want to give him fair time back. But
yeah, Happy New Year.
So you agree with him on Archimedes, you just don't agree with his thoughts on gravity?
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with gravity at all. That's my point. I don't think it's ever been proven.
But he would say that he used weight in all of the. Hold on a second. In all of the videos that you showed, he kept mentioning the displacement of the weight or the medium caused by the weight, and so he would say, and as most scientists would say, that the weight is caused by gravity. But you disagree with the gravity portion, but you accept him as a good source on Archimedes' principle, right?
Well, he just demonstrated it. That's all.
Okay, but the demonstration of gravity are not true or fake.
No, we're not saying they're fake. They're biased.
What do you mean by that?
Fake. Did I say it? Well, for instance, like dropping the objects to a lighter object and a denser object, they did not get full time to reach their full speed they would actually have. Due to the medium they're in.
Okay, look at this.
Look, I'll give you the example.
Look at this. What's the temperature inside the vacuum? Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I'll rephrase it. Actually, better way. Like the ping pong ball and the solid ball he dropped, they did not reach their full potential in the medium. You have to give them more time to get there. You're in a thin medium, and there's resistance against the lighter object.
Right. That's why you do these experiments in a vacuum chamber, Roger. How much time do you need in a vacuum chamber? Right? There's one that's 200 foot tall. How tall is the NASA vacuum chamber?
But they didn't get full time to get to that point.
Okay, what about in a vacuum when you remove the medium?
It's removing the medium. There's no point in nature where there's no medium. Dude.
Oh, I know, but what in a
natural experiment, natural science. That vacuum chambers are not a natural occurrence.
Okay, so in a vacuum chamber, why do things fall down? If
it's 122 feet tall, so 100 feet in diameter. So how tall how much time do you need, Roger? Because in that vacuum chamber, they hit the ground at the same time. Ping pong ball, golf ball, lead ball.
If there's no medium.
Because there's no medium.
So there's no density.
There's no density, no disequilibrium at all in a vacuum chamber. No.
Okay, so
how much does air weigh?
They fall down at 9.8 meters per second squared.
Why do they fall down at that rate?
Yep.
I'm not sure.
Okay, that's all I had. So you can ask questions.
Yeah. Well, how do you determine that it's the gravitational pull of the Earth that they fall?
Hey, Tusk, that's been determined a long time ago, man.
Yeah, so we can isolate all the other variables. So again, gravity is the formula for gravity includes the two masses.
Well, I'm not looking for a formula for gravity. I'm looking for gravity.
Okay. So the variables are mass, the two masses, and the distance between the two masses. So you can vary any one of those, and every time you vary one of those, you change the force, or you change the acceleration.
What are the variables you change?
I just told you, the two masses and the distance. Okay. Those are the variables that you change.
Distance equals gravity, is what you're saying. The gravitational pull.
No, distance is one of the variables that determines the gravitational force.
Is due to distance? So let's say you had an infinite vacuum chamber. Would it increase the rate that those things fall at?
So again, real quick.
No.
Yes, they would keep falling faster and faster and faster till they hit something, Roger. Yes. Terminal velocity is not a factor of gravity. It's a factor of it's a process of pushing against the object with air resistance. If something can fall through nothing, it'll go faster and faster.
A further away, let's say we built a vacuum chamber that's actually
if it was an infinite length, it would go it'd go the speed of light.
Say 70 feet high. Would you drop those? Would the rate of that speed actually increase as it got closer to mass?
Yes.
Yes.
It would. Have you?
Sorry, the acceleration would change. The lower you are to the Earth.
No, I'm talking about it in a vacuum chamber. Just dropping it in a vacuum chamber. Would the speed of that object get faster as it got closer to the Earth?
Is the vacuum chamber on Earth, or where is the vacuum chamber?
You can put it anywhere you want. Is it going to change the speed?
So you have to have what mass you're comparing it to. So if you're saying the Earth, then yes, the closer you are to Earth, the faster or the greater the hold on a second, let me finish. The greater the acceleration would be. So higher up, like on Mount Everest, this is what Critical Think did. He measured the gravitational force at different heights, and he got the predicted outcomes. There were some other variables in there, but yes, you weigh less higher up.
That's due to what?
The gravitational field.
What are the other variables?
I just told you the two masses.
Well, also centripetal force is a part of it.
And the distance.
No.
Okay, wait, you asked me for the variables. Those are the two variables that are used to calculate the force.
There's the only two variables that would have any bearing on that, right?
On the force of gravity, yes. But there are other forces like buoyancy and friction.
See, you're making the assumption that there's a force of gravity instead of actually proving it.
Nope, we proved it.
How?
I proved it.
Give me the experiment that proves gravity.
Okay, many. Cavendish. You
Cavendish?
changed the masses.
No, Cavendish was not necessarily gravitation. It was density of the Earth, the mean density of the Earth.
No, it wasn't.
That's what Cavendish was trying to prove.
That may be one thing that he did, but he proved the big G, the gravitational constant G, big G.
Yeah, he used the gravitational constant to do that, Roger. That's what he used. That's why he used mass attracting mass, balls attracting each other. 90 degrees to the direction of gravity, so you isolate the downward force in that experiment.
He did?
Yep.
Cavendish did?
Yep.
That's good. All right. Show us how he did this.
Have you read the 65-page paper like I've been recommending to you guys for like years? Have you read it yet, Roger? Of course not.
His experiment.
Truth seekers never read shit.
I like demonstrations, Steve.
Yeah, Cavendish. I have have you not seen a Cavendish experiment? It's basically
I've seen a lot of them. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then you understand how it works.
Different ones.
So, what?
I've seen many different ones. Yes.
Okay.
There's so many, but I've never seen one actually practically demonstrated. And I keep hearing.
So you didn't watch Blue Marble Science's multi-part video series of him building it and taking suggestions from the chat on how to improve it and what materials to use, and him demonstrating it and then disassembling it and shipping it off to the university to be displayed there? You didn't see that, Roger?
Screen it all the time, but I've never seen it practically demonstrated.
Oh, multiple universities do this, so I could recommend.
University of Is it Kentucky, Tennessee? Where's Blue Marble Science from?
And a local university to you if you want to go actually see it.
Yeah, like Harvard would be a good one,
You can fucking buy them, Roger.
but I know what they do at Harvard with their demonstrations.
How do you know that?
Oh, I checked into it.
Oh, you've been there?
I've checked into their experiments. I've looked at it online mostly. But
Okay, cool. Do you have any questions?
I think that they're making an assumption that there actually is an attractive force between masses.
No, that's what they tested. That's the cool part about it, right? That's what they tested.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do they isolate the gravitational force between two lead balls?
By controlling for all other variables, and then
What will be the variable?
Performing it. Density, airflow, electric charge, buoyancy, all those things. You can hold them constant, or you can change them. That's why like the vacuum chambers are a really cool test, because there is no medium there, but yet the masses still fall down, and it doesn't matter the size of the mass; they still fall down.
Well, I've never seen a Cavendish experiment going to the downward vector. So.
Yeah, the Cavendish isn't the downward vector. That's calculating big G. That's the coefficient. And that also shows that the masses get closer together. There's a force there. That
I saw a really cool demonstration with the Cavendish one time, and they actually took a lead weight and they put it below the actual lead balls, and it actually pulled down to the lead ball.
Yeah.
Automatically. But any other object they put
automatically, because there was a larger mass there, Roger.
below it, it didn't pull toward that at all. It's like there's some kind of flow between the two.
That would have been a great experiment to show on this to debunk.
I've done it on my channel, actually. If you want to go watch it, I have a couple of demonstrations.
No, this is why we're here. So if you want to show that, that'd be fine.
It's going to take me probably an hour or two to dig that up. But I mean, I deal with this stuff constantly.
Yeah.
I go through the experiments, and there are other different variables that they didn't really take account for.
Yeah, right there, Roger. This is from Oberlin University, and you can purchase these, Roger. You can purchase this setup. So yeah, it has been demonstrated.
In the process, I don't think they took any kind of electromagnetic bias between leads, and matter of fact, it seems like they use that as
Tennessee sounds right.
Their go-to. It's like it does pull toward each other. Yeah.
No, they ground it, so they're at the same potential, so you don't have to worry about that.
He didn't. The one that I had, the ones that I've seen were never grounded necessarily.
Oh. Can you put the citation?
But, I mean, have a citation. I've looked at the experiments, and my conclusion was that it seems to be a connection between the two. And the small variable that you get out of it is the weak force that you call it is not a constant. It doesn't seem like it's a constant in any of the Cavendishes necessarily.
What do you call the weak force?
Well, your gravity.
You think
What do you call the weak force? Flatzoid.
gravity is the weak force?
Yeah, gravity is a weak force, and even your physicist actually stated as a weak force.
So
it's known as the weak force.
So you didn't bring the other couple examples that you think disprove, or debunk gravity. But so in that case, would you say that you are the citation?
I am the citation.
No,
I guess. I mean, if you want to go dig through watch my channel and watch my demonstrations with or the experiments that I've reviewed, you can go there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Do you have any other questions before they open it up to chat, Roger?
That's fine with me. No, I don't have any more questions. I just don't. The constant rate of fall of objects are due to their density, right?
No,
they're
not.
No.
That's the contention. So let's say a ping pong ball is just as dense as a lead ball.
Okay, let's just say that.
Okay, so you drop them at over distance, and that would be your variable, right? Would they not change?
No.
What's the variable?
Their densities. There's two different densities between let's say a ping pong ball and a solid lead ball. Correct?
Did you not just say that you would have a ping pong ball with the same density as a lead ball? That's what you just asked.
No, I didn't. I did not say that. No, I said they're not the same density.
Oh,
the density is variable.
Yep. And they fall at the same rate in a vacuum.
They over distance. They'll be. That's the contention. So let's say a ping pong ball is just as dense as a lead ball.
The ping pong ball is just as dense as a lead ball.
Okay, let's just say that.
Okay, so you drop them at over distance, and that would be your variable, right? Would they not change over?
What's the variable?
Their densities. There's two different densities between let's say a ping pong ball and a solid lead ball. Correct?
Did you not just say that you would have a ping pong ball with the same density as a lead ball? That's what you just asked.
No, I didn't. I did not say that. No, I said they're not the same.
Yeah, you did. You fucking most certainly did. We just went back and watched it, Roger. Jesus fucking Christ, you're a liar.
Same density.
Oh,
the density is variable.
Yep. And they fall at the same rate.
Just lies like he breathes, man. Just the lies spill out of him like carbon dioxide.
In a vacuum.
Like carbon dioxide and bad breath.
They over distance.
Yep.
They'll be, no matter how far the distance, they'll be falling at the same rate.
Hmm?
Yeah.
You have a demonstration?
Yeah, that the brick and the feather. It's not a ping pong ball, but we could do that too.
The brick and the feather fall at the same rate?
Yes, in a vacuum chamber.
Yep. So yes. The only thing you vary there is nothing to do with gravity.
What do you mean? Do they? You're acting surprised? Jesus fuck. I mean, we've been saying this for years, man. You know this. Why are you acting surprised? Holy fucking shit, he's dishonest.
But it all has everything to do with the medium. That's the variable.
It has to do with the medium.
You remove the medium out of it. That's what a vacuum is, correct?
Right. Why does it fall?
Yes, the medium is a variable that you can eliminate. See, that's what science is. It's turning things into variables so you can control them. So you can control the mathematical outcome. Jesus fuck, dude. You're not smart, Roger. Stop fucking trying to pretend like you are.
Fall down, though, in the vacuum, then.
Why? That's the bias it said.
Yeah,
the
gravity.
Bias? What bias?
Gravity is a downward bias. So what is the cause of the downward bias?
The mass of Earth.
Is it?
Yes, mass attracting mass, Roger.
So how do they calculate the mass of Earth? Can you show this calculation?
Yeah, they did it with Cavendish.
They did?
Yep.
No, I don't know. He wasn't conclusive on it. As a matter of fact, he said...
Yeah, he was conclusive. He was so conclusive that you can repeat the experiment and get the exact fucking same results. That's how fucking conclusive it is.
So that's why they did all those other experiments with the mountaintops.
Yeah, one experiment isn't conclusive. You got to
really...
Yeah. So let me just respond to that. One experiment is not conclusive. I agree.
Jesus
100%.
Christ.
They did several of them.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Now, the Cavendish experiment would remain conclusive with the exact same results. I mean, give or take, to a certain decimal point on top of a mountain as it would at sea level, unlike gravity. That would be a further way to prove that mass attracts mass, is do it on a mountain, because it wouldn't change. Because you're not using the downward acceleration to prove it. You're using the attractive force between the two objects. And that doesn't change between sea level and on a mountain.
That's why they do it, hundreds and hundreds of times. Right. I would agree with you. It's not conclusive when you do it once. You have to do it repeatedly. That's the position of science. So I don't have any more questions, Flatzoid. So thanks for hosting again. And
that's not necessarily a position of science. That's more a position of accuracy, of just of being accurate. I mean, if I take a measurement with a micrometer, I'm going to measure it. I'm going to back off. I'll measure it again, back off, and I'll take an average. And usually there isn't an average, but you just keep doing it. When you do an experiment, you want to repeat the same thing over and over again to get a mean, to get the average or the more predictive result. Now, repeatability is science, where it has to be able to be repeated by other people. So Oh, later, Viz. Are you leaving? By Z? Wait, what? Who's leaving? Oh, Zorg. See you later, Zorg.
Thanks for a polite conversation, Roger. It was really good.
Oh, no problem. I don't mind the argument at all.
Yeah, I think it's really good. You could still go on for another 5 minutes or 6 minutes until 10 o'clock if you want to give people the time.
And then you had some flat earthers that were putting like lead weight in, or putting like steel rods in feathers and dropping them, and they were hitting the ground like the fucking hammer did. Can't remember who did that. Might have been Brian Leakey.
Time to get
That's
the
what I'm
questions in.
thinking.
Yeah.
He was shirtless, so it's probably Brian Leakey, one of those guys.
We do have a few questions at least. Just to let everybody know, this is your time to get it. 6 more minutes, and then we'll go on to Q&A. And yeah, super chats will be read first. So thank you very much for your guys' support.
I can bring up a couple cool experiments real quick because I didn't get to them.
SSUM. Are you suggesting inherent perpetual energy, Wesley, even though it violates the laws of thermodynamics? Okay. Gravity doesn't run on energy, dipshit. There's no energy involved in gravity. It's a force inherent in the mass of the object, you dumb fuck.
Hold on one second.
Look at this idiot.
I will pull it
Look
up
at this idiot.
because I have a link. Okay.
Hilarious.
Let's see if I can go to it. They have a cool...
Yeah, I like this layout.
Yeah. Oh wait, this isn't the right one. Give me a second here.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I think this is it.
What an idiot.
That's not it. Let's try this one. Yeah, this one. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm going to share my screen. Let's share screen. Share screen. And I'm just going to do share window. I think this is it. Share. Okay, so this is the ball and foil.
Not a lot of super chats. It's funny.
So they have a vacuum chamber, and they're going to do a ball and foil in here. And this is where they calculate the acceleration. Both of them are at 9.8 meters per second squared. So no vacuum and within a vacuum. You see the tin foils going down slower. I'll play that one more time. So again, on the left, there's, oh, can I go back? Let me pause it before. Okay. So on the left here is going to be the no vacuum. And in both, there is a tin foil and a lead ball. And they both, and you'll notice on the right, there is a vacuum and they fall at the same rate. So let's go with that. You see that on the right, they came at the same time, and with normal air pressure, that's what we would call buoyancy. So the force of buoyancy is causing it to fall down slower. Or in that case, actually, I think it's more about air friction. It could be a combination of the both, but yeah. So just want to share.
What's sad is we're having to teach these adults this shit. They aren't getting it.
That. So I guess the only other thing I would ask, I want to go back on it, is you said that.
Oh no, infinity.
Stop presentation.
Infinity.
Stop sharing. There it is. You said that you don't exactly know what causes weight. I think you said mass or things just have weight. Is that accurate?
Yeah, everything has a weight to it.
Okay. But what causes weight?
Including air.
Right now.
Everything has weight, including air.
There's no cause for weight. Everything has a mass to it, therefore it has a weight.
Okay. Okay. So, do you know?
No.
Why the weight is? Well. Okay, so you have no cause for weight. My cause for weight is gravity. Force equals m times a. In this case, for gravity, m times g. So that's what my contention is. If you don't, that's fine. But density doesn't explain that, or RDD doesn't. So that's my final closing. So I appreciate the good moderation. Flats, thanks.
Yep, you are absolutely right, Viz. They didn't want to be smart, but then they hit the real world and realized that you got to be smart to like get anybody's respect, right? People don't respect stupid people. You know, I mean, they just don't. I mean, it's not their opinions on anything like science. So they just found a little group where they can be as dumb as they want, and everyone will call them a genius.
And thanks for talking with me, Roger. I'm ready for questions.
Okay.
They found that outside of high school, you kind of have to be smart to be able to talk to people, you know, and if you're dumb, then people are going to treat you like you're dumb, and they didn't want to get treated like they're dumb. So instead of getting educated on shit, they just joined the club.
I don't have really a rebuttal for that. I can just guarantee you that everything has a certain weight due to its density.
Yep.
That's a fact.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with any force.
Okay.
Well,
you're wrong.
Good
You're
debate.
fucking
Thank
wrong,
you,
Roger.
Appreciate it from both of you guys. Thank you for keeping it clean and cordial. Like I knew you guys would anyway. Made it very easy. Thank you very much. Guys, let's send some through questions. I think we'll go through some of them. If you have any more questions, guys, you can send through. We'll start with the super chats. Thank you, Jack Fetter. He was more of a statement rather than a question, but because he did send a super chat, I'll read out. He says, so Roger is just phoning it with someone else's video presentation. Why even show up? Just send the videos, bro. So that's for you, Roger.
Thanks. I appreciate that. But I mean, he did exactly the same thing just now himself. So, yeah. Why even show up, Wes? Why'd you show up?
Yeah. In the end of it. But what did he do before that, Roger? Jesus fucking Christ! What an idiot! What a clown!
Well, to be fair, I did have a presentation and used my own.
Well, you had a PowerPoint, but you didn't show a physical demonstration.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
That's basically what he's naming it. I mean,
he cited the physical demonstration.
You didn't have your own demonstration, neither did I. I don't have a lab like handy. It would be really cool if I did. The only thing I've gotten close to a lab is a bench, and that's about it.
Yeah, no, it's really nice that we can rely on other scientists who do have that and use what they've found and use their descriptions and experiments.
They got for the internet, right?
Yes, but those scientists are trying to hide God.
It's made life so much easier over the past 20 years, hasn't it?
Okay, and then we got LJ for another super chat. Thank you very much. He says,
hey, Roger, there's something on the internet other than flat Earth. You know, there's science on the internet that you can go and learn and shit. You don't have to get your knowledge from fucking Nathan Oakley.
at what size does ocean and seawater start to curve? I think that's for, obviously for Wesley.
Yeah, so on sea level, the ocean curves at 1 degree per every 69 miles.
I love a demonstration of this.
Yeah, I mean, if this was a debate on the shape of the Earth, I would prepare for that, but it's not.
Me too. I have plenty of demonstrations of that.
We could do another one sometime if you're agreeable to it, but that's not this debate. But thanks for the question.
Then it's going to go into like a refraction index, which is going to get really weird because that's not really physicality necessarily.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's not the debate topic tonight. But, thank you for the super chat. Okay, and Dick Wayne says, only one question. How can adults still believe in space-time filled with gas balls?
Did you say Adam? What did you say? What was it again?
Folded.
How can adults?
Adults. Read it one more time for me.
How can adults still believe in Space-time filled with gas balls.
So the reason
Because adults that graduated high school and went on to college understand science.
that I believe that, or I guess I would say believe that, is because I believe there's a lot more evidence to show that to be the case. We can argue about that later. Again, that has nothing to do with gravity, but thanks, Dick Wayne. It's always a pleasure talking with you.
And then we just got a
sarcastic.
What's that?
That almost seems sarcastic there.
No, I love talking with Dick Wayne. Some of my friends don't even like that I talk to him that much, but he's always fun to chat with.
It's good to have people with different points of view. Yes.
Oh, I love it.
We've got another super chat. This is for you, Roger.
Okay.
Thank you, Buckstard Buster. Thank you for the super chat. He says, can you ask Roger to play his video at 10:50 in? I don't know if it's the first or second video.
Yeah, good question. I have no idea.
Yeah, 10 minutes and 50 seconds. That's the question asked for you, Roger.
What do you think I should do? Play the video? Because I'm pretty sure he's going to have a bias to gravity, so I'm not going to.
I might have it while we get through these questions. So if I
mean, Roger was kind of like me as a kid, probably, except for the intelligence. I mean, I partied my ass off in high school. Never drank, just smoked a lot of weed, and but I also wanted to learn. I also enjoyed learning new things. Roger is me without the learning part.
I find what he's talking about, I'll pull it up. But
which video was it? I did.
I got it. So just give me a second. I'll put it right up. I'll put it right up now, because it's a good video. I like this guy. I haven't seen him very much, but I'm gonna definitely tune in now that Roger brought him up. Okay, so let me present.
And the funny thing is, they tried to debunk science using science. That's hilarious.
We'll share screen. Archimedes principle. Share screen. Archimedes principle. So share. I don't know if I can share. Also share tab audio. So hopefully you can hear this. If you can't, you'll get the gist. Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
Displaced. And we know that weight is mass of the liquid into g, where g is the acceleration due to gravity.
Yeah, so he when Roger said, "Oh, okay, we'll stop it right there," that's exactly what he was trying to avoid.
Now, what is the formula of mass?
20 more seconds.
It's volume into density. So we get that the upward force is V into D into G. But I like to write it as VL DLG because it helps me remember that it's the volume and density of the liquid displaced and not the volume and density of the body. So let's go ahead and add this formula and the.
All right.
So gravity, yeah.
I see an upward force, not a.
So your citation, your video that was the basis of your entire argument debunked you, Roger.
Downward force.
Sorry, did you miss the part about G?
Yeah, I got the G part, but he's calculating for an upward force.
Yeah, to counteract the downward force, the weight that he was talking about earlier.
So you're saying there's a constant pull and a push at the same time.
Yeah, it's two forces. That's what.
No, yes, there's a push by the buoyant force, which is gravity pulling the medium down and forcing the other thing up. It pulls the medium, and the medium pushes up.
Gravity does both.
Yeah. That's what the two forces are, right? Gravity is the downward force, buoyancy is the upward force, the Archimedes principle. So, yeah.
I just think it's displacement. That's all it is. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, we know that. That's fine. You presented your argument.
Yeah. So, I mean, whether.
So after all that, after his own citation said gravity is the reason, he just says, I still think I'm stupid. I still think it's dumb.
Whether he said that or not has no bearing on anything.
Wow.
Whatsoever.
Yep. Thanks for citing him.
That's not a problem, man. There's not a whole lot of citations on our side if you know. There's an extreme bias towards the heliocentric model.
Yep.
Yeah, because that's reality, Roger. It's a measurement of reality. That's why there's a bias towards it, because it's a measurement of everything around us, and it matches reality,
Thank you,
and it's not flat.
Santero also sent in super chat now. Thank you very much. He says, "Can you ask Wesley how does
It's too bad that you can't super chat if you're blocked on a channel. I would.
measure the convexity of water? Can he show a demonstration?"
Yeah, sure. So I can't show a demonstration right now. Again, this is off topic, but I would be happy to come back and do that for anybody else. If Santero, I'd love to debate you on it. But basically what you do is you look at the North Star and you're on a ship and you travel northward toward the North Star. The North Star increases in elevation 1 degree every 69 miles. So that's a good proof of that if you believe light travels in mostly straight lines. So that's the answer for that.
So all light's parallel now, is it?
That's
Yes.
not on topic, but yeah, I said if you assume that. So
It's an assumption. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
It's a correct assumption. Yes, it's proven. Fucking
Thank you very
moron.
much. And then we have Bendy Horizon. Thank you. He says, "What about curvy spacetime? Can you demonstrate that?"
Yeah. So curved spacetime, there were a couple of them. I'm going to forget his name, but after Einstein came up with his theory of relativity, what they did to show that spacetime curves is they measured the apparent location of stars around the eclipse of the sun, and they were off by a few degrees from where they should have been. And that's because, and they predicted this, Einstein predicted this. Before this, he wasn't in very good standing with the community, but after, he predicted that they would show up at this other apparent location, and they proved it. I can't remember the name of it. It might be Ettinger or something like that.
That sounds right. Yeah. Yeah, the stars weren't even supposed to be able to be seen behind the sun and the moon. They were the distance apart was smaller than the diameter of the sun and moon. But when the eclipse hit, you could see them.
Another one is satellites. They can't use normal clocks. They have to, I can't remember if it's speed up or slow down their clocks in order to keep time with those of us on Earth, because space-time is curving where they're at. So yeah, those are two good examples. Thanks for the question.
Roger, you have anything?
Oh, with the satellites and the bending of space-time? That's a good question, man. I can't demonstrate any of those. So until I actually see these actually in reality, actually working, yeah, I assume they're not existent.
I apologize. The name of that experiment, look it up. It's really good. Is Eddington. Before Einstein didn't have much pull, and once he made that prediction, the solar eclipse came and they measured it. That was the Eddington observation.
I do have a little video on Does the Earth Move? It was put out by Eric Dubay today. It actually explains Airy's failure if you want to look at that.
Put up by Eric Dubay. Jesus fucking Christ, Roger.
Yeah, we can do that next time, but we're just answering these questions right now.
Yeah, it just shows their predictions are off too. So, namely, a lot of you guys' predictions are apparent predictions. They're not geographic locations of these.
Yeah, Eddington sounded
objects.
right.
Okay, the next one we got from Sam. Thank you, Sam. He says, "What is gravity? You assume a cause of an observed effect."
That's really cool. We can actually prove it's the cause. Again, I know Sam doesn't like the word gravity, so we could use a word. Let's just use giggity. We could use that because that's the description of mass attracting mass. And so that's been proven multiple times over. Look up Cavendish and look at all the thousands of times it's been performed. And I'm just curious, Sam, why you think Einstein was a PDF. That's kind of weird. But other than that, yeah, there's multiple proofs of that. And yeah, and also perpendicular lines require 90-degree angles. So that's another proof of like tangent horizontals. Go ahead, Roger. I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
To tangent horizontals?
No. To the question that he asked. Sam had some other questions that I was helping him with in chat. So,
I think he was directed that question at you.
I know. Oh, yeah. I didn't know if you want to respond to my response. That's fine.
No, I don't have a response for it. I'd like to see it demonstrated.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
Hey, Calder.
Then we got Salt. Thank you very much. He says it's for Wesley. My
Hey, Karen.
question is, why, Wesley, are you going against what the Bible says?
Who said that?
Salt.
Sogs. Okay. I don't think I am. We can have another debate on this. Flatsoid and I have talked about it numerous times. It's not my interpretation. I rely on biblical scholars. I know there's a heated debate over that, and so I know that it's not 100% positive, but I'm fine with that. There's a lot of interpretation, no matter what you read in scripture, and so that's my answer to that. But I'm not really.
Hey, Sogs, you ever eat lobster? You ever eat lobster or wear a garment of clothing with mixed fibers? You ever do that? Yeah, haven't you? Yeah, you have, haven't you? Maybe not the lobster thing. Not everybody's had lobster, but everybody wears mixed fibers, like cotton poly blend. That's against that's against God's word. So clean up your own house, and then you can criticize other people. Pull that plank out of your eye before you fuck with your neighbor's splinter.
Really going to debate religion today.
Thank you very much. Roger, you have nothing to say? Okay.
About what Sog said, it was directed at Wesley again.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to give both of you opportunities on all the questions.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, most of the questions seem to be for Wesley. So if you guys have any questions for Roger, please give us questions. Some again says, where did you get the R value?
I don't know what he's talking about. In the formula, that's just the distance between the masses. So it's not the radius value of Earth. You can use that for things on Earth because we know that radius, but we didn't discuss that in this presentation, but there's multiple ways that you can get that.
I didn't know that. I thought it was the radius of the Earth. Well, I guess if you're talking about the Earth, it would be the radius of the Earth. But I didn't know that R in the Cavendish was the radius of the masses.
You know where he's going with it anyways.
Yeah. I mean, if we were going to debate on the radius of the Earth, I'd be happy to debate that, but that's not what we're debating, because that R value, it works for the orbit of the moon. It works for the orbits of all the planets. And so, so that's one confirmation that the R value is correct. There were other ways that the R value was measured, not just through gravity measurements.
Yeah, Cygnus, D-Man, and Chong are they're basically do the adult equivalent of, hey, look, showing your food when you eat. That's the intellectual equivalent.
Awesome. And then again from Solve, he says, where does mass get the perpetual energy to create a force, and why does it never run out?
Yeah, so it's not a battery. Mass was put together and has inherent energy in it, and so it's not going to run out. It's like, I'll liken it to a permanent magnet. I know what people are going to say, but it never runs out of energy unless you heat it up or do other things with it. So it doesn't require, the energy was already put into the mass, and force doesn't always require energy. They're just fields.
I've never heard energy described as a field. But...
Nope, the force is.
Okay, and then Bendy Horizon says, Wesley, why globers never measure the curve of the alleged spin of Earth? Why do they always have to take it unprovable theories or maths?
We have measured it. What are you talking about?
Hey, repeat the first part of that. Why do the curve of the spin of the Earth?
Yeah, why globers never measure the curve of alleged spin of Earth?
Center or spin?
It should be curve and spin. I wouldn't say curve or spin of the Earth.
I don't think we say the center or the spin of the Earth curves.
I've never measured the spin of the Earth. I mean, I can measure it with the movement of the sun. That's 1 degree is 15 degrees per hour. But Bob's measured it twice.
that's a weird question. So if you want to restate it, I'll answer it.
Yeah. And then Glenn. Oh, sorry, Roger. You want to say something on that?
Oh yeah, well, I was just going to say that Einstein actually said there was no optical experiment that could prove the rotation of the Earth.
Right. Let's see. Einstein quote, "There is no optical experiment ... Let's see. There we go. See, since then I have come to believe that the motion of the Earth cannot be detected by any optical experiment, though the Earth is revolving around the sun." So, yeah. Roger is a dishonest piece of shit.
The quote you're, yeah.
Yep. In our reference frame, I think that's mostly true. I would defer.
And that was completely pertaining to Michelson-Morley.
To anybody smarter in the chat about me about that in particular, but in your particular reference frame, without outside observations, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, including all these like jinky experiments like Michelson-Morley and all the rest. Yeah.
Ooh, maybe I think pendulums. Foucault's pendulum does that.
Yep. Yep.
And the ring laser gyroscope. Thanks, Bob.
Yep.
Are we going to go to Bob? Bob never showed any of his data anyway. So
yeah.
Yeah, he did eventually. I believe he finally released it. But he didn't need to show his data. The thing moved. The thing showed precession. Do you think that more than one person would buy a tool for $20,000 fucking dollars if it didn't do what it was advertised on the label? Do you think fucking airliners or plane manufacturers like Boeing, you think they'd buy them if they didn't work?
won't go with Bob. And I've looked at a couple other ones and I can't find any data on any. They just make a statement that it does.
Yeah.
So you've looked what did you say, you fucking liar?
Laser gyroscope. Thanks, Bob.
Are we going to go to Bob? Bob never showed any of his data anyway, so we won't go with Bob. And I've looked at a couple other ones and I can't find any data on any. They just make a statement that it does.
Oh, so you can't find any data, although you've looked. You're a fucking liar, Roger. I can look for 10 seconds and find it. You're a fucking liar, Roger, and a bad one at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally look for their actual papers and stuff. And they actually give me sites to go to, and I can't find them. This buried under I don't know what. Yep. I dare you to look for the same yourself.
No, yeah, it's weird. Like it's hard looking for things like when things open and close too. I mean, citations are hard to find, and it took me a while to find some of mine too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then we go.
Yes, Karen. Thanks, Bob.
Got Glenn Sell. She says, "What's the temperature inside of the vacuum?" Wesley, I think it was for that demonstration you presented.
Yeah, don't know, but we could. I don't even know if you can have a temperature inside of a vacuum because you're measuring the particles, the movement of the particles. So I don't really know the answer to that. But if there was one, they varied it to account for that. Right? We can weigh two masses.
It wouldn't have. That is a good question.
In a vacuum, right next to each other at the same temperature, and they will at the same density, and they will be different forces depending on how much mass is in there.
And they do way more in a vacuum, don't they? Strange.
Yep. Well, yeah, because
slightly more. Okay, AI overview. There is no single temperature in a vacuum. It's usually undefined because temperature means particle motion, and a perfect vacuum lacks particles. But in reality, vacuum chambers reach temperatures based on their walls, heating, cooling systems, and the cosmic background, often ranging from near absolute zero to hundreds of degrees Celsius, with objects inside reaching thermal equilibrium with their surroundings or experiencing rapid cooling heating from evaporation or solar radiation. So,
Because the buoyancy is gone. Just to your
That
point,
is a good question.
Archimedes, the buoyancy is gone.
Exactly.
Then Glenn tells again, he says, Wesley, without mass, what is gravity?
Mass attracting mass.
No, he said without mass.
You say mass or math?
Without mass.
Mass.
Is that what he asked?
Without mass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mass. Without mass, yeah, you wouldn't have gravity.
No.
So the second part is, what is gravity without mass?
Nothing. It doesn't exist
Okay.
without mass. It would be zero. The force of it would be zero because it only applies when masses are available.
We still haven't got
Okay.
to the monkey itself, have we?
And then some ask, how much does air weigh, Wesley, and how do we weigh it?
We may weigh air by pressure. I think, did we ask him? Yeah, I think we did ask him. We asked him what the PSI, what the P was, and he said pressure, which is kind of funny because pressure is measured in one way of PSI.
No, PSI isn't pressure. It's pounds.
I think we asked him a couple weeks ago what the P was, and he wasn't sure of it. So the P in PSI is pounds, which is the force. So the weight is not measured at one single point. It's measured across the surface area, and that's where you get pressure.
So it's an average of pounds of pressure per square inch.
Exactly.
But air does have a specific molecular weight. Each molecule of air has weight. I looked it up once on a live stream.
But
you could do that. You could do that with yourself, right? You stand on a scale, get your if you can get your pounds of force, and then you figure out how, if you're standing on your feet, how many inches squared your feet are, and then you can actually get a PSI for yourself if you want.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, how do you weigh air?
You weigh it with a pressure gauge.
You do? That's
or
how you weigh it?
You know what you could also do is you could calibrate a scale in a vacuum and then take it out of that vacuum, and then you get what the pressure is outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So what are the causes of the pressure? That's the question.
Yeah. It's gravity.
It is? Okay. So I can give you citations that show that pressure is caused by containment. So
okay.
That's absolute.
Yeah,
yes, gas pressure is caused by containment. We have to force gas into a vessel that can contain it. Atmospheric pressure does not. Atmospheric pressure is created with gravity. They can't understand the difference between the two.
Many things that can cause pressure other than gravity, but the atmosphere is caused, again, in my model.
Good God, man!
By gravity, and we can calculate it, right? We can predict it.
Well, you can't get the full surface area of a container this large, could you?
Okay. So how do you what do you use to calculate the pressure of air? What formula do you use?
But I'm not looking at a formula. I'm looking at a cause. That's what I said.
Okay. So you can't calculate it.
Yeah. Calculations aren't cause.
No, I know, but in science, you know what we do? We make predictions, and then we make a prediction and see if that's right, because then that's how we validate that, and that's what I've yet to see for RDD.
So I would love to see that for you guys for the whole mass of the Earth. I would love to see the solid pressure across and how you came to the conclusion that it.
You know what I'd like to see, Roger? Just one of you dumb fucks prove you're flat Earth. That's what I'd like to see.
The cause of it.
Sure. We can measure the cause by doing Cavendish.
Two completely different things.
Okay, cool.
Gas is not inherently subject to gravity.
Okay, citation, please.
No gas law includes gravity in it. Dude, none of the.
Right. Gravity is not a proponent of gas. Dumb shit.
It's not a citation. Those are laws, and laws aren't experiments.
Well,
those are absolute.
Your own citation.
Right, and speed isn't taken into account when I make banana pudding. So what's your point?
Citation used it in Archimedes' principle.
That's Archimedes' principle. No, he didn't use it in demonstrating the displacement at all.
That's what was at the end of the video. The G.
That's his opinion. I just
but
demonstrated his
but you
displacement.
Well, that's Archimedes' opinion. That's just his opinion.
But you
Wait.
used,
God,
but
what
you
a
used it, right?
dumbass. Holy
Well,
shit.
This is part of the video. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's fair.
I didn't use this whole video. That's not my claim.
Just his opinion.
Okay.
God damn.
Okay. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
Holy
Visa's already
shit.
returned says, how does 315 million cubic miles of water appear upon a spinning sphere without a vacuum? That would boil any H2O before it could even rain upon the world. I don't know what type
That's
of
a
gravity
good, yeah, that's a good cosmological discussion and debate. I think it started out, I think our planet, the mainstream science would say that it started out as a gas giant, so the gas was already here, the gas pressure was already here, but I would defer to people smarter to me on that topic.
So it's not necessarily your claim. You're going, it's the mainstream's claim. So you don't believe that the planet was formed the way they postulated?
Oh, so you came to all these things that we're talking about on your own without appealing to anybody else?
I didn't appeal to anything. No.
Oh,
I just observed things.
You didn't, for both of your sessions, you didn't go to a YouTube video?
Well, it's not about going to a YouTube video. I don't really care what people believe.
Oh, then why did you present it?
Yeah.
If it was your claim, why did you present his claim?
I didn't present his claim. I just presented a demonstration he did. That's all.
Okay.
Okay, next one from Sogs. Wesley, if gravity is a force or a pseudo force, if not a force, then problem with Newton.
No. Okay. So he further refined it. Newton didn't understand why mass attracts mass. Einstein further refined it to explain why mass attracts mass. And so you could go a step further. Why does mass bend space-time? I don't think we have a clear answer on that. We can always go further. It's the expression, turtles all the way down. We can always explain further. Well, I think we can, or at least that's what sciences predict. So Newton saw that mass attract mass. We see that, we observe that. And then Newton explained why we see mass attracting mass through relativity, the warping and bending of space-time. Why does mass warp and bend space-time? I don't know if that question has been answered yet. So yes, we can always go further. That's a really good point, but not understanding the first, what we see observationally, you wouldn't be able to get to the next observation.
I think it's out of the purview of science. It's astronomy, right?
Astronomy is science, part of the natural sciences.
So what scientific experiment have you done to prove anything on the astrological level?
Okay, I haven't done any. What science experiment have you done?
None. I've never seen one. That's why I don't conflate the two.
Well, then why do you use RDD if you have
Neptune? The discovery of Neptune. The precise discovery of Neptune. We knew there was a dot up there. We didn't name it. And yeah, they did calculations based on the movement of other planets. And they said, okay, at this point in time, at this place, you're going to see this thing. And they did. They didn't have to manipulate a variable. They didn't have to fucking tweak anything. Pure science. Observation, prediction, or prediction, observation, or no, observation, prediction, result.
Haven't done an experiment
because you can actually use it here in Ontario.
Well, have you done it?
Yeah, I've put a boat in the water, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, literally, I've actually traveled in an airplane.
That's an experiment?
Well, not necessarily experiment. These are sciences. These are fields that I thought with technology is a better way to.
So I guess I don't understand when you
natural sciences are a natural phenomenon that you can observe and you can actually find the cause and effect of. That's
so you asked me what experiments I have personally done in astronomy as if that would invalidate my wait, hold on, let me finish. You've asked me what experiments I have done to validate astronomy or do a science experiment. So would it not be fair for me to turn that on to you? What experiments have you done to validate RDD?
I have. I've done a few. And when I was in grade school, man, I'm sure we all have.
Okay. What did you manipulate? What variable did you manipulate, and what were you measuring?
Notice he didn't say high school.
Well, we're just measuring the density of an object due to the density of its medium. That's it.
You're measuring the density of the object due to the density of the medium. That's what you just said. Do you want to clarify?
Well, I'm just saying, like, took an object like Anthony's experiment. We did that in grade school. The egg, salt.
So what did you manipulate?
It was I can't speak.
It's okay.
We manipulated the density of the medium.
I'll be back.
Due to the
and what did you measure? What was the outcome?
We actually got it to float.
So what is that a measurement of? What's the IVDB?
Well, I don't know if there was an IV. It's really a simple one. It's it's the object, the weight of the object, it changed due to the actual density of the medium.
Flatsoid, I just want to have an idea. I don't have a time crunch, but how many more questions do you have so far? Just so I know.
Yeah, I'm stopping all the questions at the moment. It's like, I think 5 left.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So we'll only take super chat questions if it really comes up. But yeah, let's try and get to the last. I think it's like 5 or 6. Okay. How does Eddington experiment manipulate the temperature and pressure of outer space? This is by Glenn.
Yeah, so that remains pretty much constant. The surface of the sun and the surface of the outer space. So those are held constant for before and after the experiment.
Awesome.
I got a question for you. How did you determine the surface of the sun, man? What validation do you have for that?
We can measure it, and we can also measure how heat
Just had the lights flicker.
affects light.
If I go offline suddenly, you'll know why.
On a scale, how did you measure it? I mean, how was this done?
So we can measure how we can increase heat and see that light doesn't bend.
Heat and light.
Okay. Yep. Do you think heat causes light to bend?
Actually, it causes the medium to bend.
Heat causes mediums to bend. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. No, you can demonstrate this with a mirage, dude.
Okay, cool.
Okay, next question. By Sov. Wasn't Earth's gravity formulated from its radius value, Wesley?
Say that one more time. I'm trying to follow.
Wasn't Earth's gravity formulated from its radius value?
No. Gravity has nothing to do with the radius of the Earth. Now, if you want to say the effects, the force of gravity on the surface of Earth depends on the radius, then sure. But we don't need that. We could do experiments further out. The Cavendish doesn't rely on the radius of Earth at all. So we can do different experiments that don't take into the radius of Earth.
Okay. Nothing, Roger?
How did Cavendish, what in the Cavendish experiment had anything to do with the radius of the Earth to begin with?
Exactly. Good point. Thanks for helping me with Sov's question.
Well, no, but the question is, I thought it was the density of the Earth.
Nope, that's not what he asked.
No, the question was about the radius.
The radius, but I mean, in order to get a density value, you'd have to have the size of the Earth, right?
Yeah, we're not talking about the density of the Earth.
Well, I think Sov is just making a point as how you came to the mean density. It does include the radius value.
He never mentioned the word density, so I'm not. If you want to ask me that question, you're perfectly fine.
Sure, yeah, I'm asking you, how did they contrive the density of the Earth due with its radius?
Sure. So density is mass per unit volume. And so we know the volume of the Earth and we know the mass of the Earth. So you can calculate.
Yes, he is a very patient person.
Calculate it that way.
How was this measured?
Which one?
The radius of the Earth.
Many different ways. You know the answer to this. Come on, man.
Yeah, right? No, but I'm asking you.
Cool.
You're the expert here, so.
No, I'm not an expert, but Eratosthenes measured it. We can use it measuring angles to the stars. There's many ways that we can measure it. We use satellites nowadays and GPS.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on to the next one.
They think asking a question about reality is a fucking gotcha question. That's all he was going for, is just a gotcha. Oh, he said you can measure it.
Okay, then Charles says as well, Wesley, can you cite or show the experiment that verifies that gas behavior is affected by gravity?
Yes, Cavendish.
Yes. So that's actually fairly easy to do. Again, remember, Sav, we talked about this. PSI is pounds, not pressure per square inch. Pressure is pounds per square inch. And so what we do is we measure pressure per square inch, or sorry, I used your term, pounds per square inch on the surface of the Earth. And as we get higher and higher up, that pressure goes down. And so we measure the effects of gravity on gas.
Good answer. Good answer.
So there's no effect from temperature on gas,
Never
which
said
is
that.
actually more.
Emma. Who's this Emma? Oh, hey, Lindsay.
More validatable than gravity.
Did I say that? Did I say that?
Yeah. How did you vary the gravity in the middle of all that?
How do I vary the gravity? No dirt in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you validate gravity when you're actually varying the temperatures? And they do vary as you go higher.
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. We can vary gravity like in the Cavendish by changing the mass. We can vary gravity by going to the moon. We can go to different planets to do it. We can also vary the strength of gravity by going higher up because the strength of gravity, the force, goes down as you go up.
So you have valid citations where you can actually show you've been to other planets and to the moon, for example.
Again, you think I have to go to other planets?
Oh no, but you're citing it. So,
but you cited this guy on YouTube for your whole presentation. You didn't do it.
I didn't cite him. I used him for demonstration.
Right, for your whole argument, kind of.
That's not my whole argument. That's just I just showed displacement.
That's fair. My opinion, if you want my opinion, you don't have to do the experiment yourself. You have to look at other experiments and see how much they've been done. Look at the evidence.
Oh, Emma. Okay, you're looking at this chat. Yeah, she's a flat earther that's pretending to be a glober.
From them. So in my worldview, you don't have to do all the experiments yourself. You should do some, and I have. But you don't have to do all of them. Otherwise, we would never progress. I mean, we'd be stuck in the Stone Ages if we didn't build upon those that came before us.
What part of the Stone Ages are you going with here? I mean, I don't think we've ever been in the Stone Ages personally.
Okay. Well, this is my worldview. If you want to discuss yours, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Okay, on to the next one.
So Roger doesn't believe in the Stone Ages? Oh my God, Roger. Holy crap.
Also from Sol, he says, are you suggesting inherent perpetual energy,
Nope.
even though it violates the laws of thermodynamics?
Nope. Again, maybe you didn't hear me quite, but all forces don't require energy. So just like a permanent magnet, all forces don't require perpetual energy.
Well, I can tell you as rebuttal to that, there is no such thing as a solid permanent magnet. They do, or everything in the known world and universe, or you would call it, are subject to entropic law.
Yes. So nothing is perfect, right? I would agree with you there, but permanent magnets, if you keep them super cooled, they won't lose their magnetism. So
in your Earth worldview or your scientific view, you might say, how long has the universe been going?
I don't know.
Billions of years.
It wouldn't have already dissipated.
Is that what you think?
Your model? Your model is, I think, it's 43 billion years.
43 billion years old. Okay. Well, I'm just going to leave that as it stands. But
yeah, because they built buildings out of iron. That yeah, Sleepy thinks that the Iron Age was in the 1800s.
No, I don't believe the universe is 43 billion years old. But
Well, if you get
he confuses the Iron Age for the Industrial Age.
If you want to stick with your precise scientific model, that's what they predict. As you say, where we'd be at now. Yeah. So,
Yep.
Those predictions are way off, obviously. So,
well, hey, Roger, I am 100% in agree with you that the universe is not 43 billion years old. So we found
thank God, man.
We found some common ground there.
So he's a scientific young Earth creationist. That's odd.
We can go out.
That's very odd.
Three questions, guys.
All right.
Jesus already returned. Says, Wes, do you really believe in parachutes within a Martian sky heaven?
Say that last part. Parachutes with what?
In a Martian.
In parachutes within a Martian sky heaven. I think he says, do you believe there are parachutes on Mars?
For the rover that went there, I don't know if they used parachutes, but if they did, and they have evidence of it, sure. But that would be if we sent the rover that was sent there. I don't know if they use parachutes, but I can look into that.
Awesome. Thank you.
I think one or two did.
And,
I can read.
They were big fucking parachutes.
I assure you that they did, Wesley. But we got evidence that might lean toward the fact that they didn't go to Mars.
Cool.
No, you don't. You don't have any evidence that they didn't go to Mars, dumb fuck.
We should do another debate, and you can present your evidence.
Oh, I well, yeah.
It's like, look here. This looks just like the desert on Earth. Look, it looks just the same. And look, that looks fake. And that's fake too. That looks fake.
Sure, not a problem, man.
Yep. There's many debates we can still have.
And hear this obviously cartoonish looking animation that we're showing before the event happened. Oh, that's a cartoon, so it's fake. That's all they've got.
Yeah, this could go on to infinity, you might say.
It looks fake, so it is fake.
43 billion years, right, Roger? We could do it for the next 43 billion years.
I don't think I'll make it that long, dude. I promise you.
All right, cool.
We'll just give you your youth potion elixir again.
Dude, your screen, that screen images that you had for the thumbnail, I had to do a double take on that.
Yeah, the thing is, like, Rhonda has most of like recent pictures of me that are worth putting on there, and she wasn't here when he actually. I had to go dig through like an archive of photos, and I mean, some of them. I don't think were appropriate for this. Like, a lot of them are from my party days. And you had those, didn't you? So you went to college, of course you did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not to say that we're condoning any of those activities, ladies and gentlemen.
Bendy Horizon says,
never did.
Wesley, why my question was so hard for him? Why do they avoid it all cars showing physical demonstrations of globe planes instead of defer to unprovable theories, etc.?
Did he? What? Do you remember what he asked first? Was that the curvature of the Earth?
Let me go back to one of these old.
So I'll just answer that generic.
Curve of the alleged spin Earth.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, bendy spacetime, because I don't claim, or I'm not aware of that the spin of the Earth is curving. I don't even know what that would actually mean. Like, what does it mean to curve a spinny ball? Unless you're talking about orbits. I do believe that the planet orbits, and there's evidence. So what I do is I go with the most evidence. Could I be wrong? Sure, but it's very unlikely if I go with the amount of evidence on one side versus the other side. So that's what I try to do. Do I get it perfect? No, but yeah.
Well, who owns most of the observatories and most of the science institutions now as it is? So it's definitely going to be biased towards what the view is, what they're trying to prove. Like, I'll give you like LIGO, for instance. They've been running that thing for how long? I'm still waiting for gravitational waves.
Okay, so who owns most of the universities and telescope observatories?
The Catholic Church, actually, and most of the science institutions are run by government.
Catholic Church.
They're not in there for independent research and stuff. And most of the independent theories that are put out there by physicists are usually not.
Catholic Church? You mean Christians? The original Christians?
Touted at all in mainstream science, and they do have some validation to a few of them that I've seen, but they don't get consensus.
Okay, why do you believe that most of them are owned
Hey, U.S. Editor.
by Catholic foundations?
Well, they are. You can or government or Catholic. That's usually the people who run most of the observatories.
No, what I'm asking for is what is your evidence for that? Did you look it up and look at who owns them?
I've looked at them. Yeah, I've looked at a lot of telescopes.
All right, yeah. If you could post that in the chat once we're done, or just tag me on it, like I'd love to see that. That'd be awesome. But that's another good debate for later.
Yeah, we could actually do that on another time. I'll have to go gather them all up.
Perfect. Awesome.
I've done a couple of shows on their telescopes and where they are and who owns them.
Cool.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And now we're on the last question by Dick Wayne, your favorite person. Ready?
There you
When was Earth just a ball of gas?
I don't know the answer to that. I would defer to some other good scientists who are probably in the chat, or Dick Wayne has definitely talked to a few of them. So I don't know the answer to that, and that's fine. Before Roger responds, I just have a request. I see Neil Constantino in chat. Buck Sodbuster has been asking to debate. So if you ever want to agree on debate, I'm sure that Flatsoid would be happy to host you guys or somebody else. So Neil, if you want to do that. But to get back to the question, I don't know at what point that started and what point it became solid. I don't know that, but that's something that if I was interested, I would research it. So I hope you do that, Dick.
Awesome. Well, it was great. I really appreciate you guys coming on.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. It was nice and cordial.
Yep.
And I would love to see those other debates and other topics you guys want to talk about. And I'm sure Wesley and Roger, you guys are more than happy to debate other people too. So
yeah, I open invitation. There's some topics that I'm not great at, so I'll leave that to other people and have recommendations. But if you're ever interested, I'm usually in Flatsoid's panel, so you can always ask me. Or
I'm curious to see what they say in the after show.
Hit up Flatsoid. So I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, Roger. Really good, really well done. Thanks for discussing this with me. Appreciate it.
I'll say the same for you. You actually put together a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, some of my friends were making fun of me because it was PowerPoint and not a Google deck. They say I'm stuck in the 1990s, but I am.
Nothing wrong with that at all, man.
Thank you for sticking up for me, Roger. I think that will mean a lot for them. So thanks, Flatsoid. Good job moderating.
Yeah, this was enjoyable. It wasn't a visceral debate at all.
All right, see you guys.
cool. Thanks for coming, man.
Yep.
You rock. Okay, so we'll be doing an after show now. I've still got about 40% battery life, so we can still go on for maybe another half an hour or something.
Okay.
I'm going to stick the link in. And then if you guys have anything you want to come in and have a discussion and say what your thoughts are, this is your chance. There we go. The link is attached. And thank you guys for everybody that did send in super chats and everything. And
yeah, he does a good job on debating. Wesley's pretty good.
all the questions, I really appreciate what you.
He did a couple screw ups starting out when he first, back a few months or whatever. But yeah, he's gotten a lot better.
You just get so much questions in. What are your thoughts, Roger?
Well, I can tell you one thing: Neil's not going to debate anybody. Neil doesn't do debates, so
No,
I've never
Neil's a fucking coward.
seen him in a debate. He's been on Flat Earth debate.
Neil's nothing more than Nathan Oakley's toady.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see Neil debate Buck Sidebuster, but Buck Sidebuster. Hey, D-Man.
No, I think I'd enjoy it too. But yeah, I'm also happy to debate. Hey, BJ, what's up, man? Good to you guys.
What was that character that Billy Bibbit played? Can't remember his name. The guy that played Billy Bibbit played he was for Sauron. He was Sauron's little minion. What was he called? That's Neil Constantino.
What do you guys think of the show, of the debate?
It was good. It was good. I do think it turned out a decent debate. I think that Roger's video played a little too long without talking about it. And straight afterwards, he kind of didn't talk about the video straight away. But apart from that, I thought the debate was good, man. It was a good debate.
I'll take that into the notes. I'll
But no, the video you showed, I understand why the video was shown 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a debater, bro. I'm just getting advice from a guy who doesn't debate. You know what I mean? This is just my opinion.
Yeah, the thing is that I never saw any of the other variables they keep talking about with gravity. That was never demonstrated at all.
Yeah.
That would account for a lot of the effects that they showed that claim that it is gravity.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Glenn, good to see you, bro.
It's unnecessary.
Hey guys,
It's adding unnecessary layers onto something that don't need to be added.
No,
And
there's
they
nothing
need
natural
that.
about a vacuum chamber. Is there, guys? Go ahead.
They basically need that for them to have their magical balls, and that's basically what that comes down to. Take away the ball, and it's the gravity. This gravity idea doesn't need. You can just simply go right back to density and buoyancy in the medium. It's just that simple.
Yeah, you can't though. You fucking can't.
That was kind of my point in my demonstration.
That's it. I mean, it's unnecessary.
They're just dumb as shit, man. They just are dumb as hell.
It's unneeded. So, I mean, you could take measurements of buoyancy and density doing its thing and displacement, just the same. Why add all this extra Fantasyland stuff to it? Is
Fantasyland stuff.
I never got
Fantasyland stuff.
the scientific experiment.
The thing is, that Buck's sitting there glazing you flats for being a good moderator, but yet he's sitting there arguing with Neil and telling them how much I don't know, sycophant towards Nathan and all that. People are. He's an idiot.
Yeah, he's been on SED and things. Okay, so but I mean, yeah, he can always go debate him on SED. But
Exactly.
I'm saying I'm more than happy to host a debate show. But if Neil doesn't want to accept, what can we do? Like I said, I'm more than happy to debate him too. But yeah, what's up, Sal?
What's going on? He didn't answer my question.
No,
he
he
didn't answer my question at all. Just
Yeah, he did. He answered it. He answered your question. You didn't like the answer.
telling me, well, yeah, we have a gradient. It's like, look, show the experiment proving that gravity has any effect on gas behavior.
Well, we can refer to the Cavendish experiment that proved that. That proved that mass attracts mass, and we know that gas has mass, and we can weigh gas in a container right? If you weigh a bottle empty and then you put gas in it, it's going to weigh more. We can weigh gas, yes. Gas is affected by gravity.
You say, well, you have a mass of air. Okay, how much does air weigh? It can't be the source of its own pressure. Air cannot be.
Here we go. How much does air weigh? Air has weight because it's made of molecules with about 14.7 pounds of air pressing down on every square inch at sea level, making the entire atmosphere weigh trillions of tons, though we don't feel it because it pushes us equally from all directions. A single cubic foot of air weighs roughly 0.08 pounds, 1.3 kilograms per cubic meter at standard conditions, but this decreases at higher altitudes where the air is thinner. So there you go, buddy. You could just look that shit up, you know. You could just look it up. I just did. Took me 5 seconds. Google, maybe it's Yahoo, used to tell you how long it took a result to come through. But yeah, you just look it up, man. It takes seconds. What a dumbass.
Be the source of its own pressure. I'm sorry, that just doesn't fly.
No, it's not even in NASA citation. They don't say that either.
Well, the thing is, I don't know if you guys realize, but this is usually all the globe is zero. They don't actually have demonstrations. They have, what they say, beliefs based on what they claim to be experiments that aren't actually experimental in the first place.
So experiments aren't experiments because you say they aren't because experiments fuck your grift.
I was hoping you were going to bring that up, Roger, by telling him like Cavendish isn't even an experiment.
No.
But
Yeah,
How is it not an experiment? How is Cavendish not an experiment? They've never been able to explain that. How is it not an experiment?
I wanted to refer to like my channel to a point, but I shouldn't have done it. I wanted next time I'll bring some of the janky experiments, the videos of Cavendish failing. That would be probably a better way to do it.
Well, that's the thing. An experiment is not only have to be repeatable, but the results have to be consistent.
Right. Cavendish is consistent, not only between people who do the demonstration and also with altitude. It doesn't change with altitude. Yes, it's repeatable and it's consistent.
Consistent results. These aren't consistent results. You've got a thing, it's off balance and it moved. Oh, wow. How about that? What a strange thing. You know.
Yeah, but it doesn't move until you move the large masses into place and then it starts moving. How does it do that, dipshit?
Now, does that prove mass attracts mass? Not a freaking bit. And then when I asked where he got the R value, wow, what a disaster that was. Because if Cavendish was trying to figure the mass or the mean density of the Earth, he would have to know how big it was.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I did put that to him. Didn't I ask him that question?
Yeah.
You'd have to know how big it was. I mean, criminy, man.
Yeah, I have to agree with Sav on that. You know, if you're measuring the Earth, the density of the Earth, you have to, and you're using the gravitational constant, you'd have to know and in the Cavendish, it's the radius of the fucking it. You'd have to know that. You know, that's part of it. So I kind of agree with Sav on that. I think there was just a miscommunication with WESLEY.
I want to ask, why has
you also got to know how what everything in the center of it's made of.
Right,
And
all the materials.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, exactly. You have no idea what's meant to be in the blooming middle of it. So how
They pre-assumed it. They didn't experiment on it. They pre-assumed what's in the middle of it.
Sure. I mean, for all you know, there's a big, huge hole in the middle of the Earth. It's just full of air or nothing for that matter.
Cork? Yeah, what if it's cork? But have you guys realized that?
Yeah, it could be filled with coleslaw. Who knows? Hey, Dan.
The so-called Eddington experiment that they cite, first of all, had false results. They literally had to make up results to make it fit what they want, and it's never been replicated because.
Say what? What did you fucking lie about?
Well, they pre-assumed it. They didn't experiment on it. They pre-assumed what's in the middle of it.
Sure. I mean, for all you know, there's a big, huge hole in the middle of the Earth. It's just full of air or nothing for that matter.
Cork? Yeah, what if it's cork? But have you guys realized that the so-called Eddington experiment that they cite, first of all, had false results? They literally had to make up results to make it fit.
No, it didn't have false results, you fucking liar.
What they want. And it's never been replicated because it's not an experiment.
Huh.
He excluded any.
Oh, it's never. Oh, Eddington isn't an experiment. You fucking liar. Oh my God, man. How desperate are you? So desperate to be right. He just calls everything fake.
Data that didn't conform to his hypothesis, too.
Exactly.
Well, they do that on a regular. I've talked to guys on Discord and they'll literally.
Citation needed, motherfucker.
say they have to do like 150 to 200 Cavendishes to get to the result they're looking for. Like literally,
Vicky.
it's a fact.
Vicky, I like that. Vicky says that they're consistently.
They had to do 200 Cavendishes to get to the result that they wanted. What are you fucking talking about?
Consistent. And I'm like, yeah, exactly.
Blue Marble Science built one, got the exact results predicted. You dumb motherfucker.
And it's like, and then it's this talk about a ball of gas. I just laughed my ass off. How the hell are you going to get a ball of gas?
Well, you got to have Einstein to put together an equation.
I don't know. We'll never know. Nobody will ever know how you get a ball of gas in space. Nobody. No one will know ever. Science is just dumb.
How? You can't.
That'd make a good T-shirt. Science is dumb. Spelled D-U-M.
It's like having a ball of water. How are you going to get a ball of water?
Unless you freeze the bug out in that shape.
I don't know. Ask the people on the ISS. Ask them. Another question, how do you blow a bubble inside the ball of water so it doesn't go to the surface? How do you do that? Maybe it has something to do with how high up they are in gravity? Being in free fall?
You know, and you would have to have a container to freeze it in to get it to that shape.
And listen, when you're in a so-called weightless environment and it wants to come together like that, that's just due to the pressure forming inward on that water because of the displacement.
No, it's because of gravity, dipshit.
Placement from all directions. That's all.
Right.
Where's your pressure forming that in space? You don't have that.
No, you don't.
No, you have a lack of gravity. So you have water, which has surface tension, that's brought together into a ball. A economical, a very efficient shape. So that's what happens with that. A lack of gravity allows it to form into a spherical shape. God damn it, man. You're dumb as a turd.
You can't have a ball of gas. That's just stupid.
No, it's just stupid.
It's hard to have a ball of
I don't understand it. It's stupid.
water. You can't have any of it. It'll turn it
Hold on.
But I'm just a dumb flirter. I wouldn't know anything.
into a ball of gas. Or not a ball of gas, but it'll turn into gas. It'll gas out.
How can you lay one block of water on top of another?
Right.
No. Yeah. Hey, that'd be an experiment, PJ. See if you can do it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I got to tell you what I think was beautiful. He wants to get after me. This is the only thing he can ever bring up is, he said it was pounds. We were talking about pressure and or that it's pressure. The P in PSI was pressure when it's pounds. We were talking about that and I misspoke and said pounds or said pressure. Yeah. And then he turned around and did the exact same damn thing. So I don't even want to hear his mouth anymore on that shit. I don't even want to hear his mouth on that.
Are you going to unban him now? He's such a nice guy.
No, I'm not going to unban him. His big Jay Leno jaw take up half the freaking screen. I don't want him up here.
That's exactly the thing is like Wesley can be okay, but it's his entourage. It's the people he brings in with him. They're all women trolls, all of them.
Most of them are from, I'd say it's Mike's channel. They come over here.
I mean, Buck may be persistent, but the fact that he makes umpteen soccer accounts when he gets banned just shows that he's trollish. He doesn't accept his banning, so he goes.
Listen to it. I banned him because I don't like his jaw. You banned him because he doesn't like his jaw. Not because he proves him wrong, answers all his stupid questions, and proves him wrong in doing so. No, he didn't like his stupid jaw. What a fucking child, man. Holy shit. He's an adult with a mental age of a 7-year-old.
Make more soccer accounts. That's about 10 of them.
Can I jump in just for a second?
That's
PSI
sad.
is rated as pounds per square inch, is a unit of pressure commonly used in the United States and other countries that use the imperial system. 1 PSI is defined as the pressure resulting from a force of 1 pound force applied to an area of 1 square inch. That's PSI.
That's what it's called, pounds per square inch.
Yeah.
I think that
gravity
would be
per
a measurement. And there's no gravity in it. What are you talking about?
They're not gravity per square. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Can you stop using my missus picture? What a bunch of idiots. Just
Get
a grip. No, Vicky's already banned it, but get a grip. Use your own picture.
Who's using Vicky's picture?
You can call yourself Vicky if you want, whatever dude you are, but don't use a picture. You know what I mean? Call yourself Vicky if that's what you fancy, but just don't use a picture because I ain't with you, dude.
They're still going on about puppy dogs. Jesus. Sorry. I didn't mean to use that word. I apologize. It's annoying when they keep going to the same thing. That's all they keep ad hom. They're not attacking you, they're attacking you and me and everybody else in this genre.
Well, of course, it's weird and mixed up Bendy riding. I remember the first time they did it, they took a picture and put black eyes on her and tried to say that I beat her up and stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, it didn't do as bad as Peg Slapper.
No, man. She sounds like she could beat you up.
Yeah, that was terrible.
I mean, it's just classic
He
Wesley.
denies that was him. He denies that was him.
That was just classic Wesley. That's what you'll get from Wesley every time.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
Really?
D-Man? Really? Is that how you're going? Is that what you're going to do?
You know, he's just going to repeat the same thing because they're all repeaters. They need that crap, and they have to make it overly complicated because they need it for the globe itself. When you
So we're just repeaters of measurable, repeatable, demonstrable science. But you're not a repeater of Eric Dubay and Nathan Oakley and Quantum Eraser, right? You aren't a repeater of them, right? Right?
you remove the globe itself, then gravity is not needed. It just simply becomes RDD or a buoyancy density through a medium. It's just that simple. They need it for that model. It's not needed for this, for what we live in. It's needed for their fantasy model.
The fantasy model of everything around us. Measurements of everything around us.
And the pictures do work on Mars.
So they don't know what a model is. That cracks me up. I don't know if it's deliberate, that they deliberately get it wrong, or they just can't learn. Because I know I've told D-Man what a scientific model is. So yeah, it's just funny. I mean, their fantasy model. It's like, how can a measurement of reality be a fantasy?
Parachutes on Mars.
Always comes back down to yeah, we can make predictions using gravity. No, use predictions based on calculations that you're assuming is caused by gravity. That doesn't mean gravity causes it.
Yeah.
Just because I can predict this.
Oh, so just because we call something gravity, that's a downward acceleration because of mass attracting mass, it's not gravity. It's got to be something else because your science fucks up my grift.
Scissors fall to 9.8 meters per second in a vacuum. Doesn't mean gravity caused it. Just because you call that acceleration due to gravity, it doesn't make it.
Right. It doesn't mean
exactly
that's what caused it.
Yeah.
You prove that that's what caused it. Prove that the weight is due to gravity.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a rectangular circle jerk.
Because I can change the medium and I change the weight. It's that simple.
Okay, that's called buoyancy, which is calculated using gravity. Next, he doesn't understand what he's saying. He doesn't have a fucking clue as to the result of what he's saying. Oh, I could change the medium. Yeah, you've increased the buoyant force, which is a product of gravity. You're just changing the way we understand gravity.
Well, there's never an instance where something is not subject to a fluid medium, ever. And this myth about a vacuum chamber, it's not an absence of medium.
What about a magnesium crystal embedded in a quartz crystal? Is the magnesium crystal subject to a fluid medium? No, it's not. So there, I proved you wrong.
It's just a very thinning of medium. All you've got is a very low pressure system. That's all. And guess what? It requires containment.
The whole thing does.
God, I don't know how they get this idea. Air fall down, go boom, boom. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. Yes, if it's heavier than air, it will. Gas will fall. Gas will go down, go boom, boom. And air has to go down, go boom, boom, or we can't fucking breathe, moron. If gas didn't go down, we couldn't fucking breathe. But you take sulfur hexafluoride, carbon dioxide, and you pour them out of a beaker, and you will see in a Schlieren imager, you will see that gas go down, go boom, boom. Here. I think it's Schlieren, isn't it? SCHL, ear. Did I spell it right? Yeah, here we go. Here.
See all of the invisible air currents, temperature gradients, and differences in pressure and composition of air.
Now, this is Veritas, so I'm just going to Is this it? No. This is aerodynamics. He doesn't show it. Let's find one that does have it. I'd like to build one. Damn it, where is it? Is it this? Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, see, gas is hot, it goes up. There we go. So he's going to fill that bottle. He just filled that bottle with carbon dioxide or sulfur hexafluoride. Hey, gas go down, go boom, boom, bitch. How about that? Isn't that weird?
Doesn't ever do that at all.
I was waiting for him to cite the experiment where they actually prove gravity has an effect on gases.
Well, there isn't one.
There isn't one. It doesn't exist.
I said it goes in all directions, and he said,
"Oh, there isn't one. Doesn't exist. I'm just in denial."
It's direction. This is the direction of gravity is down, right? Supposedly,
right?
Yeah. Gases don't go up.
This is just damage control
at all.
Well, in their model,
water vapor. I think it's funny how the clouds stop at 12 miles. It hits like a wall, flatten out like gravity. I can let you go more than 12 miles. That's it.
Right. The PSI that you feel is not due to the weight of the air. It's
it is. Yes, it is. It most certainly is.
Due to the displacement of a confined fluid. If it was
displacement of a confined fluid, okay, smart man.
Not confined, it would offer no resistance and there would be no pressure.
That's right.
It's that simple.
Fucking hysterical.
You are displacing the medium. That's all there is.
Wait, what did he flip by? What was it? Is evacuating pressure not an internal pressure of the system? What? He's going to say it again. So he said this before. PSI is an evacuating pressure, not an internal pressure of the system. What? What the fuck? So you can't measure the PSI of your fucking car tire? Seriously? Jesus, Glenn Souch is a fucking idiot. Oh my God.
Simple. You are displacing the medium. That's all there is.
You have to have a surface to get a pressure anyway.
When you do anything, you are displacing. When you walk, when you walk out, you move, you're displacing. When you fall, you're displacing. When you rise, you're displacing. When you drive, you're displacing. You're displacing everything because there is a system with pressure and containment. Right. Without containment,
okay, you're displacing shit. Has nothing to do with gravity.
You would have no pressure.
You're in motion unless you're displacing. You know what I mean?
So like the example with the little ball with the coins in it, it displaces the water faster. That's why it goes down.
It's simply heavier. It's just got more weight to it. So it's naturally going
Where's
to bypass.
It's
naturally.
It got more weight to it because of gravity.
You're just bypassing bypassing the medium.
Oh my
So
God,
naturally,
it's
if there was
hilarious.
no coins in it, what would it do? It would float. And if you just added more weight into it until it bypassed what the fluid could hold, well, it would just drop like a rock. It would keep on going until it met its equal, and then it would stop dropping, or it would just keep on going.
Well, it's like if you increase the density of the medium, soon the medium will, at a point, the medium will now displace the object.
Yeah.
Okay. You either displace the medium or the medium displaces the object. It's just a ratio. It's just a ratio, a balance again.
Yeah. I noticed he didn't go into specific gravity. He didn't break out the equations to go with it because they actually use that same exact equation. The density.
Do we have to? I think I'm done. I'm done. It's just they don't learn. They're impervious to education. They just don't want to learn. So I think I'm done. So yeah, saw just another debate where a flat earther couldn't fucking cut the mustard. Just had nothing but somebody else's video that proved him wrong. Just so fucking sad. But then, oh my God, they think they were right. The other guy couldn't do this. Yeah, no, he failed. So we won. So we didn't bring any evidence to support our claims. Just sad. Right. See you later, guys. Hey, George.